All right, all right, all right. I hope everybody's having a wonderful. What is today? Today's Sunday, right?
Sunday, beautiful
I hope
Sunday.
everybody had a wonderful week. TNT Photon HQ is back. I know we do haphazard shows, but I'm trying to make it more consistent. Got a lot of things going on, taking care of mutants, friends, and families. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, let me see. Welcome to TNT Photon HQ show powered by Tough Nerd Toys, a show where we discuss and cover pop culture, current events, movie, TV, games, animation, collectibles, and more. With your host, Mr. Number 3, Uncle Nerd, the mysterious anti-hero Count Kenny, and the lovely Pink Miss Pink. No, well, you know what? She ain't here. They got her ass over at the fucking plantation working her ass off.
And she's up in the wind right now.
Yeah, so you know what? She man. They got her, man. They got her. They got her.
I hope she ain't wearing one of them shot collars because I heard some of them places make you wear shot collars, and if you stray too far from the premises, you get a little tingle on you.
Yeah, but you know what? She making money. So if y'all want to
Yeah.
rob her, she gonna be on the A train at the A train going from New York to Canal Street. You catch her right by the Woe Hop, and you'll be able to rob her ass because she just got.
Easy pickings, huh?
So, ladies and gentlemen, so come join the fun. Thank you, and prepare for takeoff. Yeah, we got some good reviews for you. It's been a while since we streamed and stuff or did a live show.
No, it's been a minute, man.
Yeah, you know, life takes its toll. We're trying to be more
Yeah.
consistent with it. And yeah, I have been putting out more action figure reviews. Kenny been popping up with some gameplays here lately. We still doing the thing. It's here, so don't give up on us. Definitely go check out the channel. There's a slew of new action figure reviews. I got a bunch of other ones queued up for the week. Kenny got a truckload of action figures and stuff
God.
he blesses me by letting me review them. But yeah, this week we are going to review Ghostbusters Afterlife, The Harder They Come, and Dune 2021. Kenny, tell everybody what you've been doing all week, how you've been feeling and everything like that.
Man, I've been receiving packages. I got a whole like you said, I got a whole slew of toys. I got this Dimitri repaint. I got the different collabs. I got a whole bunch. I got some boxes I didn't open. I got like fucking 4 gladiators coming Monday. So it is what it is, man. You know how it is. You receive and you fucking stack up boxes in the corner room, and it looks like a damn warehouse inside of your house.
Do anything
It's fun though.
Did
I don't mind.
anything-
I don't mind to look at the boxes. It's actually I kind of like looking at the stacked up boxes. It means I got
Yeah,
shit to
well,
look forward
but you
to.
know what? At one point it becomes too much because like right now my office is just starting to like my cup brimmeth over. My cup floweth over and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, all right, this is cool, but nah. Like,
Yeah,
you know what
I
I'm
got an entire pretty much half of a doorway almost covered with just with boxes piled up. I need to get into already, man. Man, and then I got that pile of loot shit you have like on Big Bad Toy Store. That
oh
shit.
yeah, oh
Uh,
yeah, oh
I'm
yeah.
looking at my pile, and I shipped my last pile, and got the way things work. As soon as I ship something out, I think it's emptied, and damn, I got 4 more things hitting me again in like one damn week. I got like a samurai beetle that came in. You remember those
Yeah,
things?
yeah, 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 yeah. I saw
That,
that.
that that finally came in, and I got some acid rain, some annex shit to look at. So yeah, should be a fun week. And I got my boy sending me some gladiator figures.
Oh,
So I
that's
actually want to get
awesome.
into those. You saw the picture of those things? Damn,
Yeah,
those things
they
look
are
great.
nice. They are nice.
Yeah.
I ain't even gonna lie. Them shit's nice as hell, man. I want the I want that Ninja Turtle, the one that's made by that indie guy. Did
Hey,
he
those are cheap too, actually, man. They're only going for like around 50 to 60, depending on where you go, because they're not even that
really?
expensive. Yeah, compared to most things of that, because they're going for that mezco kind of market, but
Right.
it's really cheap. That's like mezco goes for 100 something plus.
Yeah,
This goes for like 55.
Mezco don't be fucking around with their prices,
No.
man. But you getting a good product. Hey, Coop, what's going on, sweetie? This is my friend. A Coop is a friend of mine that I've known since we were children. Very good, sweet. She's a sweetheart. Sweetheart. Put up with. Hey, Mika, what's going on, baby? Where you been? I heard they. I hope they didn't pop your cherry over there. It's good to see you, Coop. What's up, baby? How's everything been going? How you been? Yeah. Let me know. Let me know. But yeah, man, we gonna get into some. Yeah. See, Mika, they got Mika, man. They got Mika. Look at her. She said, "Hey,
Is
my
she
beloved."
broadcasting from the factory right now?
They got her ass in shackles. She's being taken to the wet room. The wet room. Everything deals in moisture in that room.
Mm, mm, mm.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, what we got for you today? We got some good reviews for you right here. Oh, David Aaron wants to join the show, Kenny.
Sure, why not?
All right, we're gonna send him a link real quick. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, we are taking requests if you want to join. Thank
Pardon
you
me.
so much, Cooper. Well,
That's
thank you
the
so
AIDS,
much,
not the
Cooper.
COVID.
That's the AIDS.
Not the COVID. I just coughed. It ain't the COVID.
Let me see. Let me find him real
Yeah, your,
quick.
your buddy joining us.
Yeah, he's joining us. He's joining us. All right, so I just sent them a link. Okay, so first and foremost, we are going to do Ghostbusters Afterlife. Ghostbusters Afterlife. Let me share the screen with you guys because I like for you guys to see it on IMDb.
Hold on, before you get into it, I haven't seen it, but my assumptions are it looks like a long ass episode of Stranger Things. Just what I'm assuming.
Not. Yeah, but no.
Yeah, but no.
Yeah, but no. Hold on. Let me add
Yeah.
him. Let me bring this up real quick. Let me add David. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is our good friend David
There
Aaron,
he is.
longtime
Howdy.
friend. How
Yo,
are you, David Aaron?
oh, I'm fucking tired. Baltimore kicked my ass this weekend.
Oh man, what you do for the week? What you get into?
Some kinky shit and
Okay.
some stuff that's like other podcast appropriate.
yeah. We gonna get that going too. I already got it set up. All we got to do is fill the seats. That's it. We already got that set up, and they only take I'm thinking about grabbing up a couple of girls that I know that want to be on the show. So and then some of them are adult actresses, adult adult actresses, entertainers, all in the adult film stream. Some are ex dancers, some are strippers, all that stuff. So here we go. So yeah, Ghostbusters Afterlife, 2021, PG-13. It is it has a 7.8 on IMDb. Now, me and myself, we don't go by these critic scores. We go by the people's scores. It says right here, it is an action adventure fantasy. When a single mom and her two kids arrive in a small town, they begin to discover their connection to the original Ghostbusters and the secret legacy their grandfather left behind. Director Jason Reitman, writers Gil Kennan, Jason Reitman, Dan Aykroyd. Now, Jason Reitman is the son, if I'm not mistaken, of the original writer of
Ivan Reitman.
Yeah, Ivan Reitman. And it
Oh,
stars
that's cool.
Carrie Coon, who played Phoebe Spangler, Paul Rudd, and Finn Wolfhard, and a cast and a crew of other wonderful actors who did their jobs very, very well. McKenna Grace was Phoebe. McKenna Grace. She did a phenomenal job. But I'm not going to go into the actors just yet. What I'm going to do is pretty much go over the premise of the film. Premise of the film is pretty much like single mom gets put out of house, so she has to move back. She is willed or given she's willed a house, and the house happens to belong to Egon Spengler. Egon Spengler, they go there and they pretty much have to live in this rundown house, and everybody in the town called Egon a weirdo, a wacko, so on and so forth.
Dirt farmer.
Yeah, they call him the dirt farmer and everything like that. But from there, the whole story begins to unfold. I'm trying not to give too many spoilers, but at this point, how long has this movie been out, guys?
You may as well. I mean,
It's been out like since Thursday. So
Do you want to give spoilers? You guys want to give spoilers or no?
You kind of have to in order to.
I know. When I was driving home, I was trying my best not to give any spoilers, but it's no way at this point. Some people get mad. Oh, why'd you tell me, bro? It's been out like a million years now. If you haven't watched it, come on. If you're a real Ghostbusters fan, you like you and myself, David Aaron, you going to see that shit first day or whatever the case may be.
I already saw it twice, bro.
Right. Okay, so I mean, it goes into the story unfolds and it gets to the point where you see all these strange things happening around. Now, I will say the beginning of Ghostbusters Afterlife was great. I think this
amazing.
I thought the beginning was very good. The beginning of Ghostbusters Afterlife was very good. There was a ton. The whole movie, as some people are complaining, or you have pretty much these quote unquote movie critics complaining about there being fan service. Why would you not want to appease
That-
fans with a time? You see what happened in 2016.
That was the main complaint among.
How is that?
That's
But
what
how can that be a
folks wanted,
complaint?
right?
Right?
Heavy
Yeah, but
cheese.
how can that be a complaint? That's just like you making a Transformers movie and not putting Optimus Prime and Megatron in it. Oh, I'm not going to appeal to the fans. So what? They want to see Optimus Prime and Megatron. This is Transformers. No, you got to put them motherfuckers in it anyway. Or even if you got to show something that pretty much harkens to the original content.
See, and that's what this movie did. It harkened to the. It's essentially a direct sequel to the first movie.
I would say it's a direct sequel as well as a.
Does it ignore 2? Do they not talk about 2 at all? No.
It's a direct sequel to the first movie's plot, but it acknowledges that the second movie exists.
It actually acknowledged all of them, even kind of in a way the 2016, and I'll tell you why. Because as I tell people before, 2016 to me, on contrary to popular belief, a lot of people hated it. Hear me out before you guys stab me. Just listen to me.
I'm already thinking of a different movie in my head starring Mickey Mouse and Vampire Hunter D. So go ahead.
I actually looked. The reason why I'm able to deal with a lot of these MCU films, or I would say like even derivatives of current films out here, like Ghostbusters 2016, because for one, I read a lot of the IDW comic books and there were always different Ghostbusters. Where I see with this right here, they are literally going to try to do what the books did and franchise it off, because in the books there's a bunch of different there's been different Ghostbusters. You understand what I'm saying? 2016 one, I just looked at it as though it was a Ghostbusters in a different universe. Because at the end, they did mention Gozer, and Gozer is an interdimensional being. You understand what I'm saying? Hear me out. Do I think it was did it have its faults? Absolutely. Was it a little bit, did I feel as though it tried to recreate what was already established? Yes, which I feel as though it was its fault. Those were the faults within it.
See,
but I did enjoy the action and the comedy in it.
Man,
Some of the comedy
long-ass,
a little bit, but hear me out.
Now, long-ass tampon commercial.
Oh,
Summer's
man.
Eve for like an hour.
David Aaron can't stand. He can't stand.
See, I don't hate on the movie because it's a female-led movie. Like,
right.
They're like in various.
I do. I ain't trying to watch a bunch of skirts try to do man shit. Get out of here.
Like, I've been watching Ghostbusters since I was like 5 years old, and read comic books, watched movies, etc. And as you said, there have been different Ghostbusters. There's been male Ghostbusters, there's been female Ghostbusters.
You had a crippled one in that cartoon in the late 90s.
I actually like that one because if you watch some of the episodes, there was one where they came in.
Man, that shit. I hated the whole team. You had the little Mexican dude, you had the white dude in a wheelchair, you had the gothic broad, and the token black guy.
But you know what? Think about it. That was what was going on in the 90s.
I'll tip that dude over, and he won't be able to ghost bust shit. He'll be fucking flopping on the floor.
I'm telling you, Kenny, you got to get that show. Give it a try again one time.
Now, why they gonna have a dude in a wheelchair, man? That's not believable. What they gonna do?
Be a Ghostbuster.
No, for real. No, not the dude in a wheelchair.
Photon pack, you could be a Ghostbuster. That's
not the dude in a wheelchair is what I'm saying. What, you gonna push the motherfucker out of here?
Like, my issue with the 2016 Ghostbusters is that outside of Kate McKinnon and Chris Hemsworth, nobody played a defined character. Like, it was just all off the cuff ad libs, and it was bad. It was like watching a long SNL episode.
I agree. But you know what?
And like, they did stuff within the movie. Like, they tried to establish their own lore, and then later in parts of the movie, they disregard their own lore for the sake of action set pieces that don't make sense within the context of the movie. True. That's my issue with the 2016 Ghostbusters. It's a bad movie because of those things. Not a bad movie because of female-led actresses.
Right. I didn't give a fuck that they were female. I really did.
It's just a bad movie.
But you see, you know what? When you essentially look like, I put it like this, I think it's better than Ghostbusters 2. Ghostbusters 2 was the worst, and I mean worse.
No, that shit's way better. Yeah, that's just way better than the one with the broads. I feel like this. The one with the broads was like the WNBA. Who the fuck wants to watch a layup contest and the fucking the chest pass fiasco? No one wants to watch that shit.
I would not.
Ghostbusters 2 would to me, Ghostbusters 2, the only thing that was good about Ghostbusters 2, in my opinion, was the uniforms and the slime blowers. That was it. Because the
You don't like at the end where they wrote the Statue of Liberty.
That's what I'm saying. Even at that time, those special effects were absolutely terrible.
See,
On
I was like,
Ghostbusters 2, then you had Bobby
shit.
Brown popping up and shit. I was like, get the fuck out
I
of
was
here.
like, see, I was 8 years old when I saw that, so I was like, yo, that's dope because they had the Nintendo and they had the.
I didn't mind it. I thought it was hot,
I
but
hated it.
I like the
hated
Statue of Liberty. I thought that was rocking.
I thought it was
hated
funny,
Ghostbusters 2.
and like, I readily admit, as an adult, going back and watching it, yeah, this is a pure cash grab.
No. Because I said, get the fuck out of here.
That's way better than 2016. I'd rather watch that than a 2-hour Summer Breeze commercial.
Well, I guess we go. I was like, oh my God, this is so terrible. This is so fucking terrible. I went to the movies to see that shit. I said, I want my fucking money.
Yo,
I'm expecting the epic shit like in the first Ghostbusters movie.
You're not gonna tell me the Statue of Liberty wasn't epic?
Man.
Come on,
And
man.
you saw them sandals and shit. I was like,
Come on.
I thought that I was like, this is so, because even for back then, no special effects were horrible. Ghostbusters 1, you look at that now and you be like, okay, it's not that bad. You look at part 2, you be like, what the fuck? And even back then, Ghostbusters 2 was horrible. That is the worst Ghostbusters film to ever. They could have fed a starving somewhere besides the money they poured into that.
I liked it. I don't care.
I hated it. I thought that was the worst. The only thing I liked in that shit was the black uniforms with the Christmas hat. And it's what's his name? What's his name? Rick Moranis, I think it is. Was running around.
When he ran out the ghost house with this big buildup, and he just runs across the street. It's like, this is heavy.
Yeah, exactly. I think they did a fantastic job on the uniform. I like how they were black and a darker color, and it seemed like they had more equipment on them. They had goggles and all that other crazy shit. They had it in the first one, but it seemed like the part 2, they really went into
they got more into the tech aspect.
Right. Janine and what played more, it was cool, but as far as like the music and this, you know what it was? The effects were shit. They were shit.
It wasn't that bad, dude. Come on.
No. That shit was terrible. And this was back when I saw it when I was a kid, when I was younger. I saw that shit. I said, this is terrible. This is horrible. And I get it. I get it. I know they had to work with what they had, but it was when did that come out? Like 1988, 1999, 1988, 1989, that Ghostbusters 2 came out?
89, because I was 8.
Yeah. I saw that shit and I was mad as fuck leaving the movie theater and shit. I was mad as fuck. But yeah, getting back to Ghostbusters Afterlife, ladies and gentlemen, and it pretty much like turns into a whole a very nice, but yet, and everybody, David Aaron, I'll give you a chance to talk. But to me, I felt as though although the story was good, it was too long in the tooth. It took too long to get to some action. And when it did get to some action, it was pretty much like, oh, okay, all right, good. Cinematography was fantastic. Special effects in this film were mediocre at best. I wouldn't say they were ultra fantastic, but the fan service that was in here was absolutely fantastic. If anybody tells you that, oh, it's too much fan service, then they don't need to see this film. This is what a Ghostbusters, Star Wars, whatever the case may be, should give you fan service. Because not only do you want to grasp the old fans, you want to create new ones as well, because those parents are going to show their kids this. So therefore, they'll become fans of Ghostbusters themselves, Ghostbusters as well. But I feel as though the actors, in my opinion, I would say Carrie Coon, who played the mother as Kaylee, was she wasn't a likable character. I understood what she was coming from, what they were trying to do with her, but she wasn't a likable character. Paul Rudd, who played Gruberson, he was good, but I feel as though he wasn't utilized to as much as he should have been. Do I feel as though he should have been the star of the show? No, I'm not saying that. But as far as the child cast, they were amazing. They literally carried this film. Each one played off of the other. They played very well, although I feel as though Finn Wolfhard, who played as Trevor, was pretty much like, I don't think they utilized him enough. Celeste O'Connor, as much as I like her as an actress, she was just there. But the two that shined the most was McKenna Grace, who played as Phoebe Spangler, and Logan Kim as Podcast. They were phenomenal. But I will say, and I hate to say this, but McKenna Grace carried this movie. To me, she embodied child Egon Spengler. And if you ask me, and see if you agree with this with me, do you feel as though they made McKenna Grace or Phoebe pretty much mimic not only the movie, a movie Egon, but also the real Ghostbusters cartoon Egon, even within the hairstyle and the way they made her glasses come down?
Yeah, they combined both.
They combined them to where like I was just constantly looking at this kid like, damn, she had the same awkward, quirky, like dry, stoic humor that Egon has.
And if you look at Podcast, I'm gonna do you one better. They combined his personality
with Ray,
and Peter. Yeah, They combined those two personalities because you see him with the podcast and the scientific interest, and I think he hit a home run. He knocked it out the park.
I do. Now, Finn Wolfhard and Celeste O'Connor, I feel as though they were a combination of Winston. They were a combination of Winston because you remember Winston used to be the one fixing on the vehicles and straightening out things and stuff like that.
Those are supposed to be the everyman characters,
right?
Not the scientific proficiency, but in this context, you're like, yeah, we're the teenagers of the moment, but we're also competent secondary characters,
Right. It was great. I mean, like they did a great job of like throwing tons of member berries in there, tons of them. Now, I was seeing Easter egg after Easter egg after Easter egg, even when they passed like certain, like there was a ball that was around there in the store, and a lot of people didn't notice it, but that ball was kind of like in the what's the name, in the original Ghostbusters and Ghostbusters 2. It was in Ghostbusters 2. There was a lot of stuff I saw in there, so many Easter eggs I saw in there, and I think it did a wonderful job. I just feel as though in my opinion, I'm not saying not to go see this movie. It's good. It's how a sequel. I feel as though it's a prequel and sequel to future Ghostbusters and the original Ghostbusters. I feel as though it's a prequel, because if you watch the end credits or the post credits, you'll see that it's going to be more Ghostbusters stuff if they do it correctly. Only thing is, I ask that the next Ghostbusters film, they have to have more action in it. I don't mind character development. I don't mind, excessive dialogue or whatever the case may be. If that was the case, I wouldn't sat and watch Dune. I've watched Dune at least 3 or 4 times now. You understand?
That's dialogue heavy as a motherfucker.
Exactly. Yes, it is. But this right here, it's like if you do let me see something that's high action. Give me a film that's high action, Kenny. That's high action or whatever the case may be. Like something like I don't know, but you have
fucking Rambo.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Coming off of the heels of Ghostbusters 1 and 2, although I don't like 2, ladies and gentlemen, it's fucking garbage.
It's great. It's a good movie. I won't have that slander.
Off of the 2016 one, you have to have comedy, action, dialogue, comedy, action. It's supposed to float in that order. In this film, I felt as though they were trying to offer everybody a little bit of something, to where as though it got a little bit like they got long in the tooth trying to grasp everybody. So I wouldn't say that this film is like bad. I'm not saying that at all. I'm not saying that. Definitely go take your family to see it, especially if you're a Ghostbusters fan. It was a good sequel to the original and a good prequel to films to come. But I feel as though it could have had more action in it, way more action in it. The character development, I think they went too far into the character development. We already, the way that what was his name? Jason Reitman, and along with the other, and Dan Aykroyd had written this and had directed this, you already knew who the characters were. So from there, it should have been straight into Ghostbusting, or like finding the equipment, putting it on, doing this, that, and the other. They could have done a lot of that. They could have added a lot more action to this film. Not to mention, it became spotty after a while. It became spotty. And also, for me, I feel as though I knew what was going to happen. Not because it was predictable. It was very predictable. and I get it, but I felt as though one thing I do say that I'm saying is that I feel as though this film was supposed to be released, I would say like in the 90s or something like that, because it's just too cliche with a lot of things. Now the chase scenes were great. The I like when they ran into Chomper. I like when they ran into I like when, I just felt as though it could have been more Ghostbusting. Now, for me, what did it for me was the first time Phoebe fired up that proton pack. That sound, and I went and saw it in IMAX and shit like that. Like that sound, it would literally hit the seats like, that sound that it making shit. But I mean, it was a good film, but it just could have had more. It could have had more. The introduction of the classic Ghostbusters scene was phenomenal. I don't know if you want to spoil this for them, David, you can, but at the end a vital person pops up and you pretty much have an idea who it was, but it was a great, huh?
As you said, it was predictable that was going, it was leading up to that. You knew it was going to happen.
Right.
But when it happened, it was like just this heartwarming moment. It was just so.
It was. And it kind of like, because if you do know there was like a bit of, to me, I feel as though it meant a culmination of things in one film, because Bill Murray and what's his name, Hal Ramis, they had like a beef for a very long time.
After the Groundhog Day, yeah, they had a falling out, and they didn't
speak for like ever. I mean, like
they didn't speak until like
years, from what I understand.
They didn't speak until Hal Ramis was on his deathbed.
Right.
And this was that ending was essentially their resolving of that.
Right. And I mean, it was good. It was good. I just feel as though it didn't. And when it came to the monster scenes, the demon dogs, it kind of felt like they didn't want to utilize them as well as they could have utilized them.
See, I feel they were like, it stole that exact beat from the first movie, but they were trying not to do that, but they ended up doing that anyway.
Right.
They, like the whole Paul Rudd scene with him in Walmart getting the ice cream was the same thing with Rick Moranis running outside in front of the building in Central Park.
Right.
It's the same thing, but they just modernized it. And the thing with the mother, like she took Dana Barrett's place, and when it was like there is no Dana, that's only Zool, there is no mom, there's Zool. I was like, all right, gave me a little chuckle there. I thought that was kind of cute.
Right. And you see, for me, it was I would say what mainly bothered me was the long drawn out. Like it really didn't get into any action with it. It took at least like an hour or an hour and a half. Like I would say like hour and 15 minutes for it to get into some type of action.
Well, if you remember the first movie, it wasn't very action oriented.
Yeah, but they did like do the hotel, and then like
Yeah, they did the hotel. Then but after the hotel, there was like really nothing after that until near the end of the movie, because that whole middle was like building up Gozer and Ivo Shandor and the building, like how weird the building was. So they followed that formula, but I understand where you're coming from, where there should have been more action. I agree there should have been a little bit more action, especially in today's how today's movies work, but it's also not a huge problem for me. It doesn't ruin the movie for me.
It didn't ruin it for me, but it didn't make me want to go and see it again, and that's strange for me. And because I love Ghostbusters, don't get me wrong, I will add this to my physical collection because I love Ghostbusters. It's a movie that's done well. It just should have had more action and a little bit, like, how can I say? There's nothing wrong with fan service. But a little bit more, I don't know, like it offers the fan service, but I wish it was its own movie a little bit more. Right. Agreed. I totally agree. But I will say, this is how you do a sequel.
This is the movie that should have happened.
This is how you introduce new characters. This is how you introduce new characters. You don't beat down the old characters. You don't disavow the old lore or old whatever the case may be. You build upon this. This right here was literally a heartfelt passing the torch to a new generation of Ghostbusters. And I think it was great. I love the way, and I'm trying to see. I don't want to, but it's no way I can really give this review without spoiling some things. Because those post credits, oh man,
yeah, that was dope.
Tell me that didn't say, and to see how Winston had came up and shit like that, and he was the man and stuff like that. It was good. It was very, very good.
And you even get the mid post one where they have like a callback to when Bankman was doing the college electroshock study. Love that.
Right, great film.
Like as I said on my Facebook, after I came and saw it, I was like, this is how you do a Ghostbusters sequel. It properly introduces new principal characters that have a connection to what came before. It expands the lore of what came before while adding just enough new stuff to keep you hooked. And it passes the torch successfully without shitting on what came before.
Exactly.
Allow
you can tell me that Egon, that was a hero's end right there.
Right. It was
rocked that. The way he lived is the way he died. Plain and simple.
It was the way the 2016 movie should have been. It should have allowed the old characters to pass the torch with dignity. And like, this is your series now.
Yep.
That's how they should have did that.
I agree. Kenny, you haven't seen it yet, have you?
Nah, not yet.
Yeah, give it a chance. Go check. But all right, here's the thing. If you're a Ghostbusters fan, definitely go check it out. But if you're not a Ghostbusters fan, I mean, like, you can wait a bit, but then again, go check it out. You may enjoy it more than I did. I'm not saying I did not enjoy it, and I'm not telling anybody not to go see this film, because there have been films that I've seen that I'll be like, don't waste your fucking money on it. But this right here was good. This was a great movie. It was a great movie. I just felt as though it needed more action, a little bit more cohesion within like I would say they could have condensed some of the character building. They could have condensed some of that and added some more action in with it. Because I mean, like, you know, a lot of that movie, I had my foot up on the back of somebody's seat and shit, and I was just like, one point I almost dozed off. I was like, nah, you know, but it was good. Now over here we got some comments and questions. Let me see if we got we got a bunch of comments and questions going on, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. Hey, Coop says, checking out your podcast. All right. Oh yeah, we got War over here says hello. We got our boy Thomas Christopher Stanton. What's good, everybody? And other Thomas Christopher Stanton says, what's good? Ladies and gentlemen, usually we do the show a little bit early, but I had just gotten off and I had to go handle some business. But yeah, I would say it was good. It was good. Closing thoughts. David, anything you want to add? Anything I may have missed that you liked?
I did like that my man Bokeem Woodbine was in the movie.
Yeah, right? Yeah, Bokeem Woodbine was no bullshit.
Bokeem made it in.
Yeah.
I like
no
that.
bullshit. When you think about it, Bokeem Woodbine, he keeps work though, even though he may get killed or whatever the case may be. Because there was one movie I was watching, it was recent too. It was an action movie. He ended up getting killed, but he didn't he get killed in Kong?
Yeah, he did. But
yeah, he be in a lot of movies, I'm telling you.
He's also
be in a lot of movies.
He's in a shitload of straight-to-video action flicks, man.
I'm telling you, here lately, he's in movies.
He's also in the new Wu-Tang series as
Oh yeah, he is. Yeah. You're right. Yeah. Yeah, right.
What was the name of that movie from back in the day where he was like towards the end of the movie he turned into a psycho killer? It was a hood movie too. And he said, "You gotta see what I did to them niggas over there." Where he had to go.
Oh, that was
what was the name?
It was the movie with Lorenz Tate.
Yeah. What was it? How the fuck?
And he was he was a soldier in Vietnam.
Hold up.
Oh, Dead Presidents.
Yeah.
No.
No, it is right. It is Dead Presidents.
No. It was a different one. Where he at the like he was about to kick. He was by the end of the movie. It was with Janet Jackson, I think it is. Was it?
Janet Jackson.
Wait, hold on. Let me look this shit up. It was with Joaquin. Yo, and I remember he said,
It's the book
"Yeah, just
Joaquin
killed
Wood
some
by
motherfuckers
segment.
too." And he said, you gotta see how I killed them niggas over there, yo."
Damn.
Woodbine.
That motherfucker was
telling
in
you,
the Blade
it's a hood
miniseries too
movie.
with Sticky Fingers.
Oh.
Remember, people used to get them mixed up with Sticky.
Yeah, they was both on Blade too.
Like, yeah, it's because of the gap in the teeth, man.
Nah, they just kind of favor each other with that bald head shit. Okay, let me look at his filmography. What was the name? Movies. Jason's Lyric.
Oh,
Now,
yeah.
Okay, yeah.
He was crazy as fucking day. He said, nah. He said, I did this for you.
That was with Jada Pinkett and
Jada Pinkett, yeah.
That was with Jada and what's the name?
Yeah, his name was Joshua in there.
Yeah,
His name was Joshua. He said, "Oh man," he said, "you got to see what I did to them niggas over there." He had killed a bunch of motherfuckers.
He killed Tretch and his gang because they.
Yeah. Because I think they had caught him or some shit, and then next thing you see this nigga coming back to fucking what's his name? He's like, yeah, I'm good. He said, I'm all right. He said, but you gotta see what I did to them niggas over there. Like, I was like, it was crazy, bro. Yeah, but Ghostbusters was good. Go Jason's Lyric, yep. Thomas Christopher Stanton had it. He said Jason's Lyric, yep. Yeah, but out of nerd points, I mean, like Kenny, you haven't seen it, but definitely nerd points. I mean, any closing thoughts? So that was it, David.
Another one that I definitely did like is that they allowed, for better or worse, they allowed the movie to be a Ghostbusters movie. They didn't step out of the lore of Ghostbusters to do things that wouldn't make sense within the context of the movie.
Right. I totally agree. I think it was great. Kenny, you got to check it out. I mean, it is a great, this is how, honestly, this is how you should do sequels. And if you want to expand upon them, you do what they did towards the end that they did in Ghostbusters. I won't kill it for people because sometimes some people get upset, but I want to mention it. You know, it don't, I mean, it's whatever. If you guys want to mention it or if you want to mention it, you can, but I mean, it don't matter to me. But at the same time,
I don't care either way. If you don't
all right. So post credits, they pretty much told they pretty much, you see Winston and Winston Deadmore and Janine talking at his what is that? His corporation. They're up there talking. She was like, nice shells and stuff like that. He said, oh, well, I did. And Winston was like, no, Janine was like, you did very well for yourself. You're like, yeah. He said, after Ghostbusters, so on and so forth, this, that, and the other. I did it for my kids. And then, like, you see him as he's talking, he walked towards the old firehouse. Turns on stuff, this, that, and the other. He had purchased the old firehouse. Because I think at one point they said, because Dan Aykroyd had said they lost it, remember? They lost the firehouse to somebody that purchased it. And you come to find out it was Winston who purchased it. Winston purchased it because he became a millionaire. You know what I'm saying? He became a millionaire, billionaire, whatever the case may be. And you see him walk in there and you see like the, what was it?
The ghost containment.
Yeah, the containment unit and shit. And it was flashing red and shit. You know what I mean? And it goes off like that. And then you see like the symbol change to where it's like a corporation now. So it's going to be like different Ghostbusters team all around the world. I think I could be wrong, but that would be cool. Think about it. I would love to see like different stories of different Ghostbusters like they did in the books and shit like that.
I can't wait for the wheelchair division.
Oh,
they can strap little rockets at the end of their little wheels and let them go all the way through.
Think about it. Hear me out, Kenny, before you shoot me. All right, that Ghostbusters cartoon, the second, what was that?
That shit was special needs the cartoon. Yeah, I was like looking at a special needs class. Stop it.
Extreme Ghostbusters.
Yeah, Extreme Ghostbusters. Right?
Special ed edition, man.
I was like all the
retarded kids in the class.
Episodes where they were fighting. Their shit was horror. Even though the real Ghostbusters, some episodes, they would show that. I think it's like 5 episodes of the real Ghostbusters from the 80s that they took off because it was too scary for children.
Man, it was
You know
one
what I'm
episode I
saying?
saw where a Mexican dude made tacos, and I just turned it right off. I was that's it. I don't want to see this.
But
This
Extreme
man making
Ghostbusters,
tacos.
there was one episode where they fought the Hellraisers. Do you remember that
No,
episode?
no,
David?
they did the Cenobites.
Yes, that's what I'm telling you. Like
They
They
fought a
did-
rip off of them,
the
maybe.
Extreme
But
Ghostbusters started going too far into horror. That's why it was canceled.
They
They
didn't
said it was
specifically say it was them, but
it was like a knockoff version. I'm gonna assume it was the great value Cenobites because there ain't no way no
No, but
man in
they
a
were like
wheelchair.
killing. Like you gotta on Extreme Ghostbusters, they would investigate shit where people had already gotten killed and died. We're like on Ghostbusters, the real Ghostbusters, they would like, you know, they're causing a real problem over there. In Extreme Ghostbusters, they were like, yeah, this person was killed. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's why they was like, oh,
Yo,
like,
did they ever Ghostbust the wheelchair dude's phantom limbs?
I don't know.
Little ghost legs dangling from his chair.
Mm. So next up, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if you're into westerns like I am. I happen to watch The Harder They Fall on Netflix. All right. Now it took me a while to get into it because at first I wouldn't.
How
say
is it? I mean, I thought I didn't watch because I thought this is just like a
No.
remake of
Hear me
Mario
out.
Van Peebles' Cosby.
Hear me out. The Harder They Fall was a wonderful western. Because at first I thought, I was like, here we go. And the minute I saw what's her name in it, I was like, this shit gonna be woke as fuck.
Regina King.
You know what I'm saying? Oh gosh, what's her name? Regina King. The minute I saw Regina King in it, because she be riding that coattail of like, and I know David, I know you don't mind woke shit. Me myself, I can't stand woke shit. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel as though it pushes the agenda too much. This right here, all right, ladies and gentlemen, The Harder They Fall, 2021 rated R. It's 2 hours and 19 minutes long. It is considered an action drama western. I would even call it an action drama comedy western because the comedy that was in it was actually good. Director James Samuel, writer James Samuel, and Boaz Yakin. Stars Jonathan Majors. Let's scroll down here. It's an all-star cast. We had Jonathan Majors, who's been making a very big debut here lately. Zazie Beetz, who doesn't like to take showers. R.J. Tyler, Eddie Gathegi, Chase Dillon as Young Nat, Joanna Wiles as Eleanor Love. You have Julio Caesar. This motherfucker didn't last long.
The boxer?
Man,
the boxer Julio Caesar
Cedillo.
I'm thinking Julio Chavez. Never mind.
No.
Man,
Daniel Deadweiler. This cast did very well. We have Regina King in here, Lakeith Stanfield as Cherokee Bill, and Regina King as Trudy Smith. What it did was take actual characters from the West, actual black cowboys and outlaws and bounty hunters from the West, and literally put them into a film. This right here was done. Did you see this, David?
Yeah, I saw it. I liked it, but there's some stuff surrounding the movie that I didn't like, and I'll get into that later.
Okay. All right. Me, myself, I looked at it as a great, and when I went into it, I was like, here we go. But I'm one of those people, I don't just eat what I like. I don't just watch what I like. I'll give anything a chance. And boy, was I surprised. I actually really enjoyed this. I didn't see it. It had a few little small woke moments in it, but what it did was tell a good story, a good Western story. I feel as though it's a popcorn movie. It's a great Grindhouse-esque Western story. Yes, it is the gunshots are very graphic. They show blood, a lot of blood. The violence is graphic in here, but it's definitely good. Okay, small premise right here. When an outlaw discovers his enemies is being released from prison, he reunites his gang to seek revenge in this Western. The way it starts out, you see this family praying, which is the son is played by Chase Dillon right here. He plays young Nat, who grows up to be Jonathan Majors as Nate Love. And what happens is you see a man coming to it's already out. So this is going to be a spoiler. I'm sorry. You guys this junk has been out for like almost a week now?
No, longer than that.
It's Netflix. I don't think anyone cares about spoilers for Netflix. It's just there.
Yeah. You see Idris Elba coming there. He pretty much comes in there, murders everybody in the house. And yes, Idris Elba, Regina King. The cast you see right here, these three right here, they're villains. And they do a great job as being villains. So they come in there, they kill the whole family, and you see like it fast forwards after that to a more modern day Jonathan Majors. Jonathan Majors is now grown, and he is like a bounty hunter slash vigilante going around regulating. He's basically killing mainly the people who either like people that were involved in the slaying of his family. Now, as the story goes on, they start to meet up with other gunfighters and outlaws and bounty hunters, so on and so forth. Eddie Gathegi plays he plays Bill Pickett, who I absolutely love. But out of all of them, I think R.J. Cyler as Jim Beckworth was my favorite character. He was my favorite character out of all of them. And I did like everybody. Everybody played very well off of each other. You had the old yellow boy right here, Damon Wayans Jr. You know what I'm saying? He was pretty much like how can I say, what was his character like, David? I would say he was like the sniveling, like the sniveling villain. That's like, all right, yeah, you may have gotten me, but wait till my daddy get here, or when the boss gets here. You know what I'm saying? Everybody did a great job.
He's like the little brother villain.
Yeah. But I mean, like, I thought it was going to be woke. Wasn't woke. The ending was great. I think the ending was great because it took a different spin on what you expected. I didn't expect that end like that. I didn't. I really didn't. In terms of the confrontation with the big boss. You know what I mean, David?
I kind of did, because it, like, the way Idris Elba played Rufus Buck, it kind of seemed like he was a villain that was weary of being a villain. He was waiting for someone to come and do what Nat Love did to him. Like, and we got to preface this, like, this is a total work of fiction because none of these characters in real life ever encountered each other.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, they took like real life outlaws, gunmen, bounty hunters. That's what I said. And they just brought them together.
Right.
You know what I mean? They brought them together in one film. That's why I try to tell people. They was like, "Oh, what's the name really?" I said, "No, they didn't. This is a real man. This is what you what is it? What do they call it? This is pretty much
historical fiction."
Yeah.
It's like, okay, and I liked the way that Rufus Buck explained it. He's like, I'm actually the winner here because I made you go outlaw.
Right.
And I thought that was like the best. Like, that's the best thing. How a villain can win is when he makes the protagonist of the story
when he creates an arch villain and he knows everything about him. When he makes the arch enemy, when he creates his own arch enemy and knows everything about him, I think that's worse than somebody that's just opposing the villain out of nowhere. But I did think honestly, I'm a sucker for Westerns. I love Westerns. I love everything about them. I love the raw grittiness. This had a Grindhouse-esque feel to it. So, I mean, like, that's another thing I love. I love Grindhouse films. I honestly thought before I looked at the credits and everything, before they threw the credits up there, I thought Quentin Tarantino had something to do with this because this is kind of like under the veil or in the vein of what he does.
Or Robert Rodriguez.
Yeah, Robert Rodriguez, exactly. I felt that I was like, wow, this and yeah, when people get shot, they get shot. Like, you know what I'm saying? You're like, yeah, they're not coming back from that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like, I'll preface this, like, I'm not a huge Western fan, but I saw it blowing up on my timeline on Facebook, like, you got to see this. And I'm like, okay, I'll give it a shot, because if enough people on my timeline say that, hey, this is pretty good, I'm gonna give it a shot. And I was pleasantly surprised by it. Like, and I have to admit that Lakeith Stanfield was my favorite character as Cherokee Bill. Like, just the way he kind of owned the scenes that he was in. Like, he just had that calm, cool. Like, he was
right. He was very collected, very calm.
He was like,
and then at one point, the thing is that with Lakeith, you thought that maybe he was like an honorable villain, but you come to find out this motherfucker ain't shit.
He's a dastardly motherfucker that
he ain't shit.
He's an honorable villain.
Yeah. Honestly, the most honorable motherfucker you had there was Rufus Buck. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When it came to the villains.
they even introduce Lakeith Stanfield
Yes,
as
they said he'll shoot you in the fucking mouth if you talk too much. Like, you
right.
know what I'm saying?
Like, but when they first introduce him, he's introduced as like an honorable villain. Like, he's like, I'm not a violent individual, but I am in a company of violent people, and don't make me get violent because I really don't want to get violent. And then when he holds the kid hostage in front of the door, and when Regina King shoots him, he looks at it with disdain, like, God damn it, you know how I like my countdown.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yep.
thought that was
This
so.
was my dude right here, the one who played Jim. That motherfucker was funny as hell. He was funny as hell. I loved him. Loved him. But you know he ended up getting the business. So you know what I'm saying? By moving his mouth. And
Yep.
Lakeith did his ass in too. But I think it was a wonderful Western. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're into Westerns, and what I like is that it told a story just with black cowboys. You don't have to go into all the racist stuff. And they said it wasn't a race baiting film, which I enjoyed. It was just a good Western on my beat. Like in my opinion, it was a good popcorn action Western.
And
Kenny,
you
I think you'll like it. I think you'll like it, Kenny.
Oh, it's
want
already on my list. I've been watching this and had time.
you want to know something else?
Mm.
If you pay attention to it, the word nigga was not said once in that movie.
Exactly. Remember the dude was about to say it and she blew his ass away?
Like he could have been said nincompoops. We ain't no nincompoops.
She said no. She was like, no, he ain't saying no nincompoop. She said, wait. She said I wasn't gonna find out. It's some shit like that.
But
Idris
yeah,
Idris Elba did a fantastic job as a villain. That's what I like about Idris Elba. He plays a villain or a hero very well, but I love seeing him as a villain because he plays it very, very well. He plays it very well because he has that smooth demeanor. Like he has that fucking piercing stare. He has a nice height to him to where as though he comes off as being menacing. You know what I mean?
That's my thing. Like, he should play the villain roles that Will Smith should not be playing, because as much as I like Will Smith as an actor, he does not play villains very well.
He's not believable. He's not believable at all.
He doesn't have that personality.
Nope. Idris Elba looks like he gets real ignorant every now and then and shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right. He, like, Will Smith, like, yeah, he plays a hero
like, bro,
very well.
Put it like this. Yeah. If you got caught by Idris Elba and you got caught by Will Smith, I would try it on Will. I would try it on both of them. Like, but more so Idris Elba, you could tell he got a lot of nigga in him. You know what I'm saying? So
even though Will Smith is from West Philly, I think I would be able to try Will Smith well before I tried Idris Elba.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, Regina King was fantastic. She plays a great. The people they chose to be the villains in here were fantastic. The action is good. A bit over the top, but that's what I'm looking for from a popcorn Western. That's what I want.
That's the whole movie. It's just over the top. Even the soundtrack, over the top. Reggaeton, thumping soundtrack. One of the best soundtracks I've heard in a movie in a long time.
It did have a decent soundtrack. And again, I thought this was going to be a woke fest and just they were killing everybody. Everybody was getting killed. Whites, blacks, everybody was getting killed.
Yo, how does this compare to the classic Mario Van Peebles Posse?
Like, I think it's better than Posse.
Posse was a great fucking movie.
I like Posse, I'm not gonna lie, but this, like, as I said earlier, they didn't use the word nigga one time. It was fun. It was gritty. Like, they didn't shy away from the violence. It was good stuff.
Gotta check it out.
Yeah, it was good. It was very good. Very good. So I mean, like, you know what? I forgot to give nerd pins to Ghostbusters Afterlife and what's the name? Ghostbusters Afterlife, I give it 4.5 out of 5 nerd pins. What you give it, Ken? What you give it?
I give it a 4 out of 5.
4 out of 5.
It. And there's enough like small things wrong with it that won't let me give it a 5 out of 5.
Right, exactly.
But a 5 out of 5, but a 4 out of 5 is definitely where that movie should be.
Right. I agree. And over here, let's see. Can you guys see this? What I'm sharing right now? No, hold on.
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay, hold on. Let me stop sharing this. I want to share this right here. Oh, we got some comments over here. She said, That movie was fantastic, says our co-host in chains right now, who's being sold into sex slavery. Also, for a person that's shackled, you doing a lot of texting, Shamika. She said the soundtrack was fire. I agree. The soundtrack was fire. Thomas Stanton says, did you catch the tribute to Chadwick Boseman? Yes, I did. Martin Youthis says, yo, from Norway. Norway. Yo. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go over here and check out the Rotten Tomatoes score. Now, as I told you before, Rotten Tomatoes score, we do not, over here at Tough TNT Photon HQ, we do not go by the critic score. We go by the people's score, which is 96%, which is not bad, and I agree with them. It is very good.
That's pretty fucking good. 96.
Yeah,
huh?
audience score. Score. That tomato meter, that's the critic score. I
ignore that, but that's pretty good for an audience score, man. It's not
exactly.
bad.
It was good. It was good. A little, like I said, a little long in the tooth, but it was good. It's what we should be getting from a lot of these sequel movies. You know what I'm saying? Especially when it's a long time brand, a long time series. This is how you should end it and gradually walk into another one. And this is how you pass the torch to a new group of like protagonists or Ghostbusters, whatever the case may be. Would you agree, David?
I agree. They allowed the old cast to go out with dignity while handing it off in a positive way, like not in a non-cheesy way.
Right. And not to mention they weren't trying to disavow them to make it seem like they're not crap or they just died on some stupid shit or whatever the case may be. Now over here at The Harder They Fall, 87% tomato meter and a 93% by audience. I'm telling you, you should check this out, Kenny. I think you'll really like this.
Yeah, it's already on my watch list. So
it's gritty. That's why I like. If you like a lot of Robert Rodriguez, Quentin Tarantino, so on and so forth, you'll like this, ladies and gentlemen. David, what didn't you like about this though? There were some issues you had.
It's not the movie itself, it's the shit that surrounds the movie, because you said earlier that I do like woke stuff. I like woke stuff, but I don't like the woke mob.
Okay, got you. Totally got you. I get it.
One of the things that really pissed me off is people were complaining about the casting of Zazie Beetz as Stagecoach Mary.
Why?
Stagecoach, because they were on a tip that,
she's too light.
It's too light. She's like, Stagecoach Mary because historically Stagecoach Mary looked more like Queen Latifah than a runway model. And I'm like, okay.
Who cares?
I'm like, fine. If we were going for the historically accurate movie, I'll be right there with you. But this is not that.
Yeah.
This is like an artistic reimagining of a Wild West movie where none of these characters historically met up with each other, but we're just having fun with some historical characters. Like, and if you really want to get into colorism and shit, let's just go to full yard. Idris Elba plays a character that died at the age of 18 and was a light-skinned person.
Thank you. I was just about to say it. I said you do know Idris. I was just about to mention it. Like this is a good fucking have fun movie with black actors and black cowboys. I absolutely loved it.
And I mean, isn't her lack of hygiene historically accurate anyway? I mean, the bitch don't bathe. Pretty accurate. She had that Wild West twang to her cunt, probably so.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. So I give. You know what? I give. What was that? The Harder They Come.
The Harder They Fall, man.
Yeah, The Harder They Fall.
That's the Jimmy Cliff movie you're thinking of from back in the day. Yeah.
The Harder They Fall.
One of my favorite album covers, man. Jimmy Cliff's Harder They Fall. Or Harder They Come.
I was trying to pull up the other topic real quick for you guys. But The Harder They Fall, I give that for what it was. For what it was, I give it a 4.5 out of 5 nerd pins. What about you, David?
That's a pretty good
for
rating.
Someone that doesn't like Westerns and was essentially browbeaten into giving this a chance, I'm very glad that I gave it a chance.
Me too.
I would have given it a 5.5 out of 5.
All right, I hear you.
Because this would be like one of the few Westerns that I would go back and watch. Like, not just like, oh, I'm just passing through and it just happens to be on, I would actually go look for this to turn it on and watch it. That's how much I liked it.
Oh, we got some questions here. What are you folks talking about? What you saw on the screen, Martin? You got to pay attention, brother. Secondly, he says, do I need to watch Ghostbusters 2 and play the video game to watch? No. You never watch Ghostbusters 2. Don't listen to
good.
Kenny. Don't watch that shit. Don't
two's
watch
good.
that shit.
Watch it.
Watch that
Two's
shit.
good.
Don't
listen
watch
to
that shit.
Two's good. The ending is
This is how
spectacular.
it goes. You watch Ghostbusters 1. You play the Ghostbusters video game, which was actually lore within the Ghostbusters universe. You do know that, right, David Aaron? That Ghostbusters video game is they can Dan Aykroyd has and what's
so
his
is
name?
part 2, whether you like it or not.
Like the Ghostbusters video game was
part 3.
Yeah, it was based off the script for part 3.
Right, it's part 3. Yeah, don't watch part 2.
Yeah, watch part 2. It's good.
Part two is
See,
racist.
you have two people on the show telling you to watch it.
Call part 2 racist because they had Bobby Brown in it. Fuck.
Oh, he's from Europe. He don't mind racism. Go ahead and watch it.
Bobby Brown was the man back in the 80s.
He was. But that shit, I hated the song. And then, like, they had the Statue of Liberty walking.
That was hot. I don't care what you say. That was dope.
What are you talking about?
That was a dope scene. Get out of here. That was dope. I don't care.
Especially with the Nintendo controller, bro. That was dope.
Man, listen. The only thing good about part 2
was all of it.
The fucking uniforms, the tech that they had. That was it. And my boy Harold Ramis was in a fucking what's his name? No, Rick Moranis. I mean,
yo, look at the comments. Even Mika said, "Watch part 2." There you go. Watch part 2.
Fuck off.
Watch part 2. You got to do it like the Ghostbuster symbol 2.
There you go.
I fucking hate y'all right now. Oh no. It says Martin says, "Is the movie racist? Then I know it will be fun."
There you go.
Yeah, but yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna hit. I saved the best for last. We are going to give our review and thoughts on Dune 2021. Now, you know what? Did you watch Dune yet? Did you watch Dune yet, Kenny?
Yes, I did.
Did you watch Dune, David?
Yes, I did.
Okay, Kenny.
I had to watch it twice because
loved it.
I was like, the first time that I watched it through fully, I was like, okay, I missed some stuff, so I had to go back and watch it again.
I had to take a break when I watched, so I watched part of it and I watched the other part of it in a second time. Oh yeah, right. It was pretty good though.
Okay, all right. So over here, ladies and gentlemen, we have Dune, which was released in 2021. It was PG-13, 2 hours and 35 minutes long.
Wait, when was this movie supposed to be slated originally? Because I remember it was supposed to come out a while ago, right?
Yeah, but they kept having pushbacks with it, and then Denis Villeneuve, he wanted to have it done. He wanted to have it done episodically because they wanted to cram everything all into one movie. He says, "I'm not doing that shit," because I think they had someone else that was going to do it.
Yeah, and
they tried to and they were like, "Oh, well, just cram everything into one movie," and it just flopped. Like they didn't decide, like it didn't go through. You know what I mean? So
it died in pre-production because thankfully the dude read like all the books and he was like,
There's no way because like even though I'm a fan of Jodorowsky's Dune, I'm a fan of David Lynch's Dune, the De Laurentiis production and all that other shit. There's no way you can tell Dune in one movie. There's no way you can do it. It's absolutely impossible. Even with them doing and I love the 83, 84 film of Dune, the David Lynch one, but at the same token, as I got older and started reading the books because I wanted more after seeing Dune, and I started reading the books, I was like, oh man, no, I love Dune. Don't get me wrong. I love Dune. I love because I was introduced to it as a kid from the 1983 version. But when I started reading the books, there's no way in hell you can tell a Dune movie in just one movie. Tell a Dune story in just one movie, because I'm not going to kill it for you guys, but who everybody thinks is going to be a Messiah is, but you know.
That's like way off in the distance.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, like,
ways to go for that, man.
Yeah, that's like a couple of books.
Yeah, at least like 4. 4 to 5 books. Yep.
But you know what it is. It's
Yeah.
two
But
families fighting over drugs.
that's it. That's it. I posted that shit like a while ago. These motherfuckers are lit. Cause see, like the Dune universe is, if you ask me, it's a bit more. It's worse than the Star Wars universe, because these are families literally coming in there and taking over and enslaving planets, or they come to your shit and just start taking shit. Some take it nicely, some take it through force. The Harkonnens take it through force. I fucks with the Harkonnens, though. I love the Harkonnens. But over here it says Dune 2021 action adventure drama feature adaptation of Frank Herbert's science fiction novel about the son of a noble family entrusted with the protection of the most valuable asset and most vital element in the galaxy, drugs, spice. Directed Denis Villeneuve, John Spacet's, pardon if I butcher those names, Eric Roth, writers, John Spates, Denis Villeneuve, Eric Roth, stars Timothy Chalamet, Rebecca Ferguson. You had who did you have? Yeah, Timothy Chalamet, Rebecca Ferguson as Lady Jessica, Timothy Chalamet as Paul Atreides, Zendaya as Chani, and Duke Leo Atreides, Oscar Isaacs, Jason Momoa was Duncan Idaho, Stellan Skarsgård was Baron Vladimir Harkonnen. I love Baron Vladimir Harkonnen. You know I love that nasty motherfucker. I love the old one though. The old one by William, I think who played them? William Cat, I think name was, or something like that.
All the sores and shit on his face.
Yeah.
But what Pida didn't tell you is that we have someone close, very close.
Stephen McKinney Henderson as Thayer Hawat, Josh Brolin as Gurney Halleck, Javier Burton as Stilgar, and cast of Dave Bautista was Beast Raban. What did you think? How did you think he was as Raban?
I thought he did a really he's a very underrated big man actor.
For him to be a brute, he's pretty good. He's pretty good. I think he did a great job as Beast Raban.
I think he was good in Blade Runner. He was good in this.
It was another movie he was in where it was Hotel something.
I know which one you mean. Where
how about the one with him and RVD and
no.
And Omarion?
It was with what's her name? Jodie Foster.
Where all the villains come in together.
Like Jodie Foster was like she used to attend. She would tend to what was that?
There's like a hotel.
Yeah,
talking about yeah.
I actually thought it was good. I thought it was good.
See, Bautista, people underestimate his acting range. He has very good acting range.
Hell, I loved him in what was that? Day of the Dead, the new Dawn.
I thought he was very good in that.
I enjoyed him in that.
Boy, his plastic surgery had him looking extra Chinese though.
Yeah, I don't know. I think he did something. Something's going on with his face.
Botox was all.
Yeah, something's going on with his face. Babs Al-Makun, my brother, he was in there as Jamis.
That movie is called Hotel Artemis, by the way.
Hotel Artemis. Yep. Hotel Artemis. I think I did a review. I think we did a review on that, Kenny. Not sure. I know I did it in one of our shows. We did a review. And this film right here was nothing short of stupendous. I enjoyed it from beginning to end. I love the way they portrayed Paul Atreides. I love the depiction of all of the characters.
Visually, that's a real pretty movie just to look at. Too.
Yes, it is.
Real visually striking movie.
Yes, and a lot of people were like, "Well, it was nothing but sand," but it was the way in which they took the cinematography and the cinematography and atmosphere that they had going on in this film was nothing short of jaw dropping. And I went and saw it. I've watched it on TV, and I went and saw it in the IMAX. And in IMAX, you really see get the effect of the aerocopters, the dragonfly looking copters and everything like that, the big machinery and the
big extractors and shit too.
Right. Well, believe it or not, if you watch this on TV, you do not hear the sound of their Holtzman shields when they put them up around their body. When I went to see it in the IMAX and IMAX, you literally hear it was like you know what I'm saying? You heard like a deep bassy sound when it would come around them and shit like that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But this film was great. This film was great. Definitely great nod to the original 1983. Great nod to the books. It is going to be episodic. So a lot of people were upset by the fact that as it ended, it was just open end. And I said, I don't mind that because for one, that goes to show you which book it's about to go into, which I already know. You know what I mean?
My issue with that is not with the movie itself, is that it's going to be episodic, and they didn't start making the second movie until like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, they just greenlit it pretty
They
much,
just
right?
Well,
greenlit it.
no, this was the thing. This was the thing because I was reading up all about this. I've been reading up on it since like last year. They were worried that the sales were going to be. See, this is the way they're doing movies now. Believe me, if the movie does good, they're going to greenlit it once the numbers come in. That's what a lot of these companies, these directors, writers, these production companies, that's what they're doing now. If it doesn't do good, they're not doing shit. And which is what they've been doing, but it's more of a staple now. But I think this film was great, and you know, as it states, it pretty much tells the story, or like the intros, you know, like pretty much the story of families fighting over spice, which is mined on the planet Arrakis. Planet Arrakis is basically a desert planet where so it's without a still suit, you will not survive because of the harsh climate, the harsh environment, and by it being so hot, it produces this certain hallucinogen that helps you like it that if you take it, it literally you can communicate with each other through dimensions and planets, so on and so forth. Your mind could actually move things, do things, so on and so forth. And by Paul Atreides, who his mother taught him the art that this group of women are not supposed to teach to any male, because later on, as you read the, well, again, I don't want to go too far. You see why. Well, all right, let me not get ahead of myself because I'm about to tell everybody about this fucking Dune shit.
Dude, the books,
You know what I'm saying?
the books are over 30 years old. We're well.
Yeah,
You're not spoiling anything, man. You really ain't.
yeah, you know, I try not to spoil it for people because people are sending me messages like, "Yo, thanks for spoiling for me. Now I don't want to see it." Like, you know what I'm saying? I was like, "Well, look, you know," but essentially, the mother goes against the guild. Let's call them witches. You know, the mother, Paul Atreides' mother, goes against the guild of witches, or as we can say, and allows Paul Atreides to become what he is. And by doing that, he becomes a target. So not only are the families fighting over spice, there's also infighting because the mother went against
The sect.
the sect of women that pretty much are the only ones who can hold this power. Now, if you look at her eyes right there, that means she has consumed spice. Spice literally, and for certain individuals, literally turns them into god tier motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Which is what is happening with Paul Atreides. Now, he hasn't gotten the spice yet, but he will eventually get the spice. That's the only way you can tell a Dune story. But this film was nothing short of amazing. The actors played very well off of each other. It's very astute and studious in terms of its production, in terms of its presentation. The atmosphere, as I stated before, is absolutely phenomenal and jaw dropping. The storytelling is that anything short, and it's nothing short of Lord of the Rings, in my opinion. It is actually even better, and I try to tell people it's actually even better to me within storytelling and within the exchange of dialogue than Star Wars. But it's just as epic and just as large, and the universe is just as large as Star Wars. If you like Star Wars, you'll like Dune. I try to tell a lot of people, you know, give it a chance. What were your thoughts on it, Kenny?
I liked it, man. I got super duper high when I saw this shit. So it was just a treat from the beginning. And it was a long movie, but it didn't feel as long as the original, which I really fucking liked. The pacing was really good. Yeah, it's dialogue heavy, but you don't get really bogged down by it. So it was I didn't mind. Usually I mind a lot of dialogue. I'm not a big fan of having to sit through a lot of talking and that type of shit. But I didn't mind it for this. It was pretty nice.
Yeah, I think they did a great job. What do you think about the action?
I thought it was pretty good. I enjoyed the action scenes, man.
Yeah.
Overall, it was just a real pretty thing to look at, man. Maybe it's because I was really stupidly high, but everything just felt like they put a lot of effort into just making it look as really cinematic as they could.
What about you, David? What did you think?
I thought it was great. I didn't see it in theaters, but I have a large enough television. Like I have a 75
Same here.
with the sound bar and some.
Oh yeah. So you got it. Did you hear how? Did you hear how that like those refinery tankers how they sounded when you first saw them and shit? It's a complete.
You hear it like off in the distance, and then like The movie itself is a technical masterpiece. I wouldn't be
Yep.
surprised if it doesn't win like every award out there for like visual effects, sound, like cinematography. I fully expect it to run away with those awards because it's an amazing film. It's a tour de force. Like the only thing that I think even comes close to it is Lord of the Rings.
I
Like
agree. I totally agree.
in terms of scope, scale, like practical effects, visual
Yeah.
effects, the movie had it all. Like as far as acting, like I honestly think Jason Momoa and Dave Bautista stole it for me because like they focused on the two principals who did a lot of the fighting in the movie, and I thought they did excellent jobs in those roles. Um, Story wise, like I've read Dune like dozens of times, so I knew what to expect. It was nothing surprising to me, but I thought it was, as you said, I thought it was very well acted out.
Right, right, right. And there's never, I try to tell a lot of people, being that, people like ourselves, you, Kenny, myself, we're not looking for a direct, I try to tell people, I'm not looking for a direct from book to screen translation, but I want you to keep certain things intact so that those who are not aware after they watch the film, they will try to look up the source material, because sometimes a lot gets lost in translation when you're going from screen to book, usually from book to screen, a lot gets lost. But with this right here, I think they did a great job, just as well as, like, I try to tell a lot of people that can't stand Lord of the Rings. They'd be like, oh, it's too long, this, that, and the other. I said, well, you need to read the books. The books are even longer. You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
I think the way he did Lord of the Rings was absolutely great. I think it was phenomenal. I think it was a great how can I say?
I think it was a great adaptation. Like they cut a
Right,
lot of the
right,
fluff out of the books.
right. This right here, I love the pacing in it. The pacing of the film fit the tone of the movie. You know what I'm saying? The pacing of the movie fit the tone of the film, because it just literally was like, you expect this in Dune. Because if you read the books, you feel like, when I watched this film, I literally felt like I was reading the book again. And I was like, oh wow, they put this in here. I was like, okay. Now I will say they cleaned it up a bit, because in terms of Baron Harkonnen, they didn't really show how disgusting and vile he was. This Baron Harkonnen was more cold-hearted than the Baron Harkonnen from the books. Baron Harkonnen from the books was disgusting. He was having sex with anything, everybody. That's the reason why he was full of disease, along with his overabundant use of spice and shit like that. And he was just a wreck. He was just a wreck. But this was good. I mean, like, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it very, very much. I think they did a great job. I can't wait for the next installment. I'll be looking forward to it. I mean, once I saw that Jason Momoa was Duncan Idaho, I said, oh shit, they're gonna kill him off. Because remember, in the
Yeah,
books,
because like they clone him like 50 million times.
exactly.
So I knew that was going to happen, but I'm glad in this movie they did it in the visceral way that it was portrayed in the book.
Right, 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 right. What I've always liked about Dune is that it was futuristic, but sometimes they would use the most rudimentary weaponry. You know what I'm saying?
So use bullets, yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's not even bullets. It's like this, like due to the shields, you have to use bladed weapons and you have to use a
Right.
certain fighting style
Swords and
in
shit.
order
Yeah.
to,
Because
in
when they
order
pull
to
the
like
Holtzman
kill 'em.
shields up, even those lasers that they have will not go through a Holtzman shield. You know what I'm saying? Like he stated, only a Chris knife or like a bladed weapon, you know what I'm saying, will go through it. Like it's a certain blade, like certain metal that they have to use to go through that shit. And that's when it turned to hand-to-hand combat. You can shoot the motherfuckers all you want to, and they got a Holtzman shield on. It's not gonna do shit. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, and the still suits, I love the new design that they did with the still suits. Because the still suits, they repurpose water, they help you recirculate your urine, all that shit. Because you cannot live on Arrakis without a still suit. You're gonna die. Like, if you put it like this, a normal human being hits Arrakis, he's dying within like 15 minutes.
Yeah, no, this is on like an hour.
No, because like especially if it's daytime. Think about it. Remember in the book they talked about the morning sun is worse than the afternoon sun.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah, the morning sun. Like if you're out there, say like if you out there, they just throw your ass out there because that's what they would do sometimes. Like as punishment, the Sadakars and shit like that, they would just take your still suit and just take pieces off and just throw your ass out there as punishment. And you just like dry up, die, and all that other shit, or either a sandworm would just come,
Yeah,
your ass and shit like that.
sandworm just come in, just like.
Mm-hmm.
You know the blades are made out of a sandworm's tooth, right?
Mm-hmm.
Worm's tooth, the Arachis worm's tooth and
the
shit.
ones that are on the
those are the ones that can break a Holtzman shield and shit. But yeah, you ever watch Jodorowsky's Dune? That shit is wacky as fuck. That shit crazy. I remember seeing that shit like what was it, like 15 years ago, a while ago, like a long time.
When did that come out, in like 1990 something?
Yeah, it was just crazy. But it was good.
It was Dune 2000. I remember that.
Yeah.
And it was crazy. Yeah, it was nuts. It was a little nutty.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck? I was like, okay, all right. But the books are always, and I wasn't disappointed with this. Now, when they first mentioned it, I was excited, but I've learned to stop getting my hopes up too high when it comes to films, because there's been a bunch of films that were released that literally like disappointed me, or like my expectations were subverted. So I was just like, eh. But then when I watched this, and I was like, I really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed it. I've seen it at least since it's been out. Like sometimes I'll just put it on while I'm doing office work and shit like that. Since it's been out, I've watched it at least like 4 or 5 times. Easily. Great film. So like, any closing thoughts, David Aaron?
Like, I know people are gonna have problems with this film because it's not like the most action intensive movie.
And it's not for everybody. A lot of people just won't get it. They won't have it. You have a lot of people that are not going to have the patience for it.
Yeah, it's like if you're expecting like action, this is not for you, because it's a movie that requires you to pay attention. Right. It's not one of those movies that you can sit back and shut your brain off for.
Right.
But like overall, it's a great movie. Like if you have some time, especially since it's just on HBO Max, like it's like, wow, like you can easily just sit back, watch this when you have like a Saturday afternoon to yourself.
Or Sunday. If you like taking it easy on a Sunday, pop it on. Just pop it on. Let it do its thing. Trust me. It moves at such a pace to where as though you can look, watch, and listen. You can actually listen to it and still grasp what's going on. You can listen to it and turn and look at certain characters just to see who's who, and you'll be like, oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, okay. You know what I mean?
It was one of those things where it felt like as long as you paid attention to it and just realized what was going on, it's not going to feel like it's lasting too damn long. You're not going to get really bogged down, tired by it. Just pay attention to what's going on.
Yeah, and that's another thing, because my stepfather, he is blind, and he really got into the movie because of what you said. Like, it's a very dialogue and audio intensive movie, so you can just listen to it and get what is happening in the movie. You don't really have to look at it except to see who the principals are, and then you go like, okay, I can like focus on something else while listening to this, and you'll still it's like listening to an audiobook.
I was about to say like a really high quality audiobook almost with visual.
Right. And I think the soundtrack too had a nice combination of synth wave, everything was in this film. Everything was in this film, because I think, what was his name that did the music for this?
No, the atmosphere overall.
The atmosphere overall.
Really.
I like how it went from a very regal atmosphere, or a very regal appearance, to where as though it just went from a post-apocalyptic, dirty-looking setting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Loved it.
The set pieces were amazing.
I love the way they did their suits, though, like the armor suits and the steel suits and stuff like that. Loved them.
Yeah,
loved it.
Like again, it's like what you get with modern movies that are converted over from books. They get to do the book more justice,
right,
to what is
they really do.
Yeah, I'm loving the way they did this. Did the suits on here? Love it. Love the way they did the steel suits on here, man.
It's only a shame we got look to what, a year or two for the next one.
Like
possibly
longer. It's going to be longer than
boy.
Because again, they just greenlit the movie, So it's not even in pre-production yet.
They were scared with
that
this.
means they're just drawing pictures at this point.
They were very scared with this. Believe me when I tell you that, because I was reading a whole bunch of stuff even before it was released. They were terrified that this movie was going to flop.
You know, the merchandise was out super early. The toys
That's
and
what I
shit.
don't understand. The new
That was
advertising,
weird.
like I don't know who does the merchandising for this stuff anymore. Because before, think about it, like when I was a kid, the toys wouldn't come out too much. Like would possibly either come out afterwards or a little bit before the movie was going to drop. So you would anticipate and be excited about buying the toys, watching the movie, vice versa. This right here, this is some weird shit. Like the toys actually had been out a year before the movie was even released.
Because it was originally supposed to be released in the beginning of 2020.
Right.
And then they pushed it back because they're like, oh, we need to do reshoots. And then they pushed it back again because they're like, oh, we got to do more edits and we got to like line stuff up more. So we got to do some more like VFX. So it got pushed back. The movie was done by the beginning of 2021. Cool. And they just had to do a lot more research and post editing effects and stuff like that.
Okay. Kenny, any closing thoughts?
Watch it. It's a real good movie. Even if you think it's gonna be long in the tooth and boring, give it a chance and just pay attention to shit, and you'll get rewarded by it. It's really beautiful to look at. It really is visually. I think that was the best movie I saw in a long time, just on the visual pretense, just the way the thing looked.
You know what scene I found kind of weird, and it kind of made me think about how quirky and how fantasy driven the David Lynch Dune was. Remember when Baron Harkonnen had got fucked up by that poison that they had released in that chamber, and then like when they were looking around for him, he was crawled up in a hole in the corner, looking back at that. I was like, the fuck? Like they looked up, he had levitated to a corner, and like was just like in a fetal position in the corner, looking crazy. I was like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Javier Bardem. I loved him in No Country for Old Men. Let's gamble your life. Let's gamble your life. He was a weird motherfucker in No Country for Old Men. I love that movie.
With the cattle prod and shit.
Yeah. You do know, switching gears, ladies and gentlemen, just a little random movie talk. You do know the whole premise of that film. You know why they never caught him, right?
I never saw the movie, so that's all.
What? You never saw No Country for Old Men?
Never saw it.
Oh my God, that's a treat right there.
Silent shotgun, tremendous. Yeah,
they tore their asses up in that hole.
Yeah,
you making me remember all that shit. It was like,
fuck the silent shotgun. That shit was crazy.
And it was throwing motherfuckers through shit. All right, here's a small premise. No Country for Old Men basically is that he was terrified. Hey Brian, how are you? He was terrified. The reason why they never caught him because what's his name? Oh God, who played the police officer there? What was his name? Billy. Oh God, what was his name? The one who played the police officer in No Country for Old Men. No Country. Famous actor. No Country for Old Men. Here we go. The one who played the police officer. Tommy Lee Jones. You do know why Tommy Lee Jones was always maybe like a step behind him, because the whole premise of the movie is that Tommy Lee Jones was terrified of this motherfucker. He was scared. He was scared of Anton. That's why he never caught him. He could have caught him like 3-4 times. He didn't want to confront this motherfucker. He was terrified, and plus he wanted to retire alive. That's the whole theory behind the movie. Everybody was like, "Oh, he almost caught him." No, he didn't. He didn't want to caught him. He saw
Anton was a vile motherfucker. Holy shit!
He had that He-Man cut.
Yeah, the bowl cut.
Yeah,
he had the straight bowl cut.
He had the Bieber bowl going on and shit.
Always had the same fucking look on his face the whole time too, just stone face.
Remember when he was like, "Let me just put this right here." Fuck is a piece of shit. Okay, so we got some comments here right here too. Sh-Mika Sanders Sykes, who is in slavery right now, but has been given a phone, is said she
In slavery, but given a phone.
yeah, she can text, but
Okay.
they got in the wet room. He said Sh-Mika Sanders Sykes says last year. She said they postponed it due to COVID. Okay. Martin Youth has never got into Dune. When did the Dune series come out?
Damn.
Dune has been out for a very long time. Martin, if you like Warhammer, I think you would like Dune because both Martin and I love Warhammer. I've been reading Warhammer since I was a
The
kid.
books have been out since like
That's
the mid 1960s.
Yeah,
long time. I was about to say.
Yeah, those books have been out forever. Martin, if you like what was that? If you like, because I know both you and I are fans of Warhammer.
Hold on, isn't Dune like popular in Europe and shit? I thought he was bigger. Yeah.
But, trust me, Martin don't be with a lot of that Europe shit. I'm telling you, he really.
He's from he lives in fucking.
He don't be with that shit. I'm telling you. Mika says Kenneth McMillan played the old. Yes, Kenneth McMillan. May he rest in peace. Loved him as Baron Harkonnen. He's been in a lot of shit too. He's been in a lot of
boils and everything on his face.
Yeah, I loved him. I loved him for that. Like that one scene. Remember when he was like, "Baron, your wounds make love to me," and then like you saw Kenneth just look at him all lovingly, like he was in love with him and shit. And then he saw the young man coming in. He said, he just locked on to him. He went and oozed out some black shit, pulled his plug out his chest, and molested him. And look, if you watch that scene, go on YouTube and look up the Harkonnen scene. After he did it, he looked around to everybody like he was in shame, and then he just started like nodding his head slowly, saying, "Yes, I did this." Like he said, "I did this." He said, "Speaking about movies, what do you folks think about the Super Mario movie cast?" I mean, think about it. We went from John Leguizamo and fucking what was his name? The
Bob
other
Hoskins.
yeah, that's playing Mario and Luigi. So I don't care.
Like that's another thing that I hate. Like the woke mob is like, oh, it needs to be Italian. I'm like, it's fantasy, fictional. God damn, y'all
You know what? I mean, I look at it like this.
Is the motherfucker that does his voice even Italian? That's just a regular old white dude. I mean,
Yeah.
and he's doing Italian fucking over accent. So
I look at it like this. I can see if they had like, I'm gonna be honest with you. I can see if they had a black guy play Mario. I'd be like, come on, stop, you're pushing it too much. But I mean, it's any white dude could play Mario. Anybody, any Spanish dude could play Mario. Like whatever. As long as they look like Mario, they got a fucking mustache and some overalls. I don't give a fuck.
I think it's Chris Pratt though. That's nothing like that's not Mario at all.
No, I don't know. I don't know why they chose Chris Pratt out of everybody. Although I love Chris Pratt. I loved him in that. What was that sci-fi movie he just did? The one, the Amazon Prime one.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. It was a great.
It was actually
movie.
good.
Yeah, I liked it. There you go.
Tomorrow War.
Great
I actually enjoyed
movie.
it.
Yeah,
because it was. You know what? It made me feel like I was watching another Starship Troopers. That's why I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot. He said, "All right." Thomas Christopher Sen says, "As long as a film can break even, it has a future." There you go. Brian Brummagem, what's up, Brian? How are you, brother?
See, I have to disagree with that because we're in a post-COVID movie posture, and because you got movies that are released on streaming services either the same day as theaters or within a week after being released in theaters. So movies are not going to make these like.
Oh no, those days are over. Those days are over. I tried to tell somebody that. I tried to tell a friend of mine. I was like, those $1 billion movie days, and see, you know what? This can be a segue into the situation that happened with what's her name? The Black Widow star?
Fucking A. Let me.
I got brain fog like crazy today.
Me too, man. It's just one of those days.
Redhead McGillicuddy. I think.
Scarlett Johansson.
Scarlett Johansson.
Close
right.
enough.
All right. See, this is the problem. This is the problem with a lot of these stars, that especially these Marvel stars. These Marvel stars are used to them making those residuals off of the movie sales. Because like what they get paid for acting ain't shit in their eyesight. Where they make most of their money is getting off the box office sales.
Yeah, they get it off the back end.
Exactly. And they are angry because they're not getting that Marvel Phase 1 money, Marvel Phase 2 money anymore. Those days are over. It's when streaming became more prominent than the theater. When COVID hit, those days are over. So now they're mad because they're not bringing. Because believe me when I tell you, like, what's his name? Robert Downey Jr. Robert Downey Jr. made a killing off of Iron Man 1 and 2. Off of box office sales, and because they buy shares of the box office sales, or they write it into their contract and shit like that. Like, look, I want this percentage such off the box office share. She saw what the box office sales were. They was like, look, you said box office sales. This is streaming right here, and she's mad. These actors and actresses are used to getting a lot of money off these box office sales, and a lot of people not going to the movies like that no more.
But that's the thing with Black Widow. That wasn't Scarlett Johansson's fault. That was on Disney because they pushed her movie back because it was originally supposed to be released in 2019 before COVID even happened. And then when COVID happened, like it was like, okay, we're gonna push it back because they were like, okay, we're gonna ride this out, see when this is gonna let up be so we can get people back in the theaters. And then it was like, okay, we're gonna have to throw this on Disney Plus. And Scarlett Johansson's like everybody else's, like Chadwick Boseman, Robert Downey Jr., Jeremy Renner, all their contracts for the movies was backloaded. Like we're gonna like you may get like $2 million up front, but then we're gonna pay you off the back end of the residuals of the box office. And as you said, that's how Robert Downey Jr. made like $100 million off of those 2 movies alone.
Right.
But
that's what, like a lot of the like Chris Evans and all of them.
Yeah,
they're getting upset. Like a lot of these like I said, I do understand what you're saying, but a lot of these actors and actresses, they go to show you how out of touch they are. They don't understand the new dynamic that's going on with streaming. Streaming has changed the game completely. You're not going to get those billion-dollar movies anymore at the box office anymore. I highly doubt that. Maybe I could be wrong, David or Kenny. But I don't think you're going to get that anymore. I really don't.
Those days are done, man.
I agree with you. Those days are done. And what Scarlett Johansson had to do, she had to literally sue Disney.
Right.
And she won because she had to sue them in order to get residuals based off the streaming. And that's what a lot of these actors and actresses are going to have to do going forward, because a lot of these movies are being released at streaming services within a couple of weeks of the box office. So they're going to have to write, hey, if we're doing back end deals, I want points on the streaming because I'm going to have to see the stream. Because now you're going to get into how much is a stream worth, because that was a problem that currently is a problem in the music industry. How much is a stream worth? How much royalties can I get off of a stream? So now we're going to have to get into that on the movie side and the content creator side. How much is a stream worth?
Right. I totally agree. We had a couple of so I mean that right there is pretty much like, and you got like the actors and actresses, they're going on, they're going on live and they're saying like this, that, and the other, and they didn't give us a good opportunity to do this, that, and the other, and they're trying to swindle us. I said, no, like to myself, I'm thinking like, nah, times is just changing. Times are changing. You're just gonna have to do more acting or get more gigs. That's it. You know how I knew things were changing? Because I started seeing a lot of A-list actors doing a lot of direct to Netflix, direct to Amazon, like, movies. That's what I knew. I was like, yeah, streaming is starting to take over pretty much the whole landscape. There's these independent streaming companies are taking over the whole landscape of movies and shit like that. Do I still love the theater experience? Absolutely. But you can't stop a technology once it's out there. Once a certain technology is out there, a certain venue in which makes it easier for people to get their content, whatever the case may be, you can't stop it. You can't stop it. You have to adapt.
When I recognized that what you just said was going to be the way going forward, when Bright came out, when I saw Will Smith direct to.
Yep, exactly. That's what I just said. The A-list actors literally doing feature films. That's when I was like, yeah, shit getting desperate or shit changing out here.
Yeah, I was
like I said, and at that time when he did Bright, he was lit. Remember?
Yeah, I was like, wow, Will Smith at the top of his career is doing a straight to Netflix movie. I was like, wow. And it
Then I
wasn't a
started.
bad movie.
No, I didn't. I actually enjoyed Bright. A
It
lot of
wasn't
people
bad.
didn't like it.
There's actually another Bright up on it. It's like an anime and shit now too. So
You know what?
Oh,
You
no.
know what was good? That one with Jamie Foxx where he was like a mutant and shit like that.
Yeah. Like
I
where it's
told
like
everybody. I would told.
essentially a
Remember, I reviewed it
superhero-based
before,
society.
Kenny. I said, yo, you something power, a power. Something.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
That was actually good. That was good. It was a good like action popcorn sci-fi flick. You know, Project Power. Yep, Project Power was the name of it. Project Power. Mika says you had a Puerto Rican and a British dude playing Mario and Luigi. So, and pretty much he's saying like, yo, whatever. Martin says, in my opinion, they should just have Charles Martinet to voice Mario in the movie. But yeah,
I don't like his voice. I like Captain Lou Albano, and if I think they do it now, they should,
dead. Isn't he dead?
he's dead. But I think if they do it now, they should use like Joey Diaz or something because he motherfuckers has that play.
Joey Diaz would be great as Mario.
I know, right? Yeah,
His voice, yo.
Tremendous Mario.
But if they're gonna do it as well as they did the Sonic movie. I thought the Sonic movie was a great video game adaptation of Sonic.
You know, I saw it surprisingly. Yeah, it was pretty goddamn good for what it was.
Did you see the Easter egg in there about for Mario when he went to that Mushroom Kingdom?
Yeah, at the end.
Yeah, when he went to the Mushroom Kingdom and he met up with Tails and shit. And what I like is that he came from his universe into ours. I was like, okay, and they didn't disavow that he lived in his own, the green zone and all that, the Sonic universe and shit like that. I was like, oh, okay, this is cool. They made him look like Sonic. He had powers like Sonic. It was a good adventure.
Like when that first trailer came out, I was like, oh, this is gonna be ass.
Yeah, because they had him looking crazy. Remember?
Then when the fans spoke up and they actually changed it to make it look like actually Sonic, I was like, okay, you know what? This is gonna be a bad movie, but they changed it for the sake of the fans, so I gotta go see this. And it turned out to be a very good movie.
Yeah, right? What did you guys think? Hey, Kenny, did you see the trailer for Spider-Man No Way Home? I mean, the new one?
Yeah, but I kind of don't give a shit about Spider-Man. I really don't like the character. I mean, my Spider-Man isn't a Nambla ass dude who fucking needs an old man to validate him, so I don't know what that is.
What did you think about the new trailer for Spider-Man No Way Home, David Aaron, being a comic book lover like ourselves and well as Kenny?
Oh man, I think it's great. They're gonna further introduce the multiverse. I think this is gonna be like how mutants get into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Like even though they are teasing it, the Tom Holland and Garfield Spider-Man are gonna be in this. It's gonna be a fun movie. And I just can't wait to see it, especially since it comes out on my birthday. So
yeah. Me on myself, I mean, I'm gonna go see it. I'm definitely gonna go see it. I'm a big Spider-Man fan. Tom Holland is not really my best Spider-Man. I like Andrew Garfield more so than I do.
I actually like the Tom Holland Spider-Man because of the little things. Like he speaks with a New York accent. They actually have him like be kind of unsure of himself, like still in that teenage awkward phase, whereas like Andrew Garfield was a little bit too cool for school.
That's why I liked him. He was pretty much like he talked a lot of shit, like even like Peter Parker did in the comics.
But I like this. I like Tom Holland Spider-Man because he's still like, even though he's done like the whole I've been to space and all this stuff, he still wants to be like the neighborhood superhero. He still sees him as that. It's still the growing phase of him growing into the superhero that everybody knows he will eventually become. Like everybody believes in him but himself. And that's what I like about this journey with Tom Holland.
Cool. Why Jamie Foxx got on Tim's? He got a pair of Constructs. I'm looking at him. He got a pair of double-sole Constructs.
He's New York, B.
He got a pair of double soles, Kitty. Look. This motherfucker got a pair of double soles. Those is double souls, no bullshit. I'm wondering now. They said there's some significance as to why Doc Ock has the red what do you call that?
The red apparatus.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to know what that is too, but I do like Alfred Molina as Dr. Octopus. I thought that was brilliant.
Yeah, me too. I think he was fantastic as Dr. Octopus. I thought he was fantastic.
Yeah.
To me, he felt like out of the comic book Dr. Octopus.
Yeah.
Do you like who plays Doctor Strange?
I do like.
I think I like him. I like him a lot. I like him. You know who I would want him to play? Thrawn, Grand Admiral Thrawn. But he says he's not touching nothing on Star Wars. He said I don't want to be bothered with that shit. For some reason, people that are in Marvel don't be wanting to fuck with people in Star Wars. Like they don't be wanting to go near that shit for some reason. They said it's too many problems.
Cause man, it's the fandom. It's the fandom. Like
it's not. You know what it is? It's not so much the fandom. It's the because I'm a very big Star Wars fan myself. Very very big Star Wars fan myself. It's the put it like this. It's what happens. What we got from Ghostbusters is all that we want from Star Wars. That's it. Because Star Wars fans will disagree, but when it's still within the realms of cohesive storytelling or the lore, they'll go with it. If the fans were so toxic, and if the fans, as it's been stated, won't take anything new, why the fuck did they gravitate to what's his name? Why the fuck did they gravitate to the Mandalorian? Mandalorian is a completely new character. People love it. Star Wars fans love it. Unanimous decision across the board. Yeah, they have some problems with it. They may have little tips here and there, but they love it. But they don't like when you literally take the wheel and try to make it a square. You know what I mean? And they be like, okay, this is your new Star Wars. It'll roll the same way. No, it won't. It don't feel like Star Wars and shit. Okay, we got some comments over here. He says, in my opinion, they should just have, we did that one. And he said Project Power, we did that one. He said that Sonic movie would have flopped if they had kept that first design. Yeah,
you know what? Right. You know, I think they did that on purpose, man, just to make the movie get up that much more. They put that ugly ass shit out on purpose.
They delayed it to fix Sonic.
Yeah, they delayed that shit.
That was
they sort of back up. That first Sonic did look crazy. He looked like he was piped out and shit. Like he
looked like some kind of weird gremlin ass looking thing. It looked creepy, man. That shit looked like a horror movie character.
Hey, Kihinde, what's going on? Kihinde, what's up, brother? Ladies and gentlemen, this is my friend Kihinde, ATO Worldwide. He has been featured recently in the Power Rangers comic book and has been made an official Power Ranger. Sonic looks sick. He did. That first design was crazy. Like I was like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Racing towards a chemotherapy.
Yeah, like racing towards a needle.
Not terrible looking, man.
Like another reason why Benedict Cumberbatch doesn't want to do Star Wars, he was already Doctor Who.
Yeah, that's true.
So he doesn't want to get into two really, really extremely dedicated fandoms.
Yeah, because then you see, I can see where he's coming from because then he doesn't want to be a stereotyped actor or a typecast. You know what I'm saying? Typecast actor because he's been playing. He's Doctor Strange. He's been Doctor Who. Who was he? Didn't he play as a Sherlock at one? No, he was in something that I watched where they're kind of like trying to typecast him a little bit because they're giving him those roles, either mystical or either like a English detective and shit. I get it. I get where he's coming from.
Yeah, he was Sherlock Holmes in a British TV series for
right. He said Sonic the Smoke Ball. Cumberbatch is the greatest actor. Cumberbatch he's pretty good. He's pretty good. I do like
You ain't gonna put him in the same league as Daniel Day-Lewis.
No.
I mean, come on.
Daniel Day-Lewis would act circles around Benedict.
Because everybody just said he's the greatest actor. I mean, come on, man.
He did. You're absolutely right. He did play Khan in Star Trek. You're absolutely right. Yep. Thomas Christopher Sand says Benedict. He says he also played Khan. Yes, he did. And I actually, I'm not a big fan of his directing and writing and shit, but I do like what he did with some of the Star Trek films. I do like what not Ryan Johnson. Fucking man, I'm so fucking for some reason, and I've been getting my sleep. I don't know, like I got brain fog like crazy. I don't know what the fuck is going on with me.
Shit. What was the name? I think who directed those? Because I used to know it off the
Oh,
top.
it's the guy who's been doing Star Wars, J.J. Abrams.
Yeah.
J.J. Abrams did it.
JJ.
Yep, J.J. Abrams, one of the great. Yeah, J.J. Abrams. I did like his story. Contrary to a lot of people, they don't like the newer Star Trek films. I like the ones that he did. I love them because he literally added a little. Don't get me wrong. I love Star Trek, the original Star Trek, the motion picture. A lot of people hated it because it flopped in the box office when I was a little boy. I love Star Trek, The Wrath of Khan was my shit. You know what I'm saying? Star Trek movies after that, I really didn't, except for the one with the Borg and stuff like that. I watched them so I could keep up to date with the lore, but I mean, I wasn't really into them. When J.J. Abrams took it over, he worked that shit, man. J.J. Abrams took that shit. He literally was showing the Enterprise getting blown up. Like, I love that one scene when the Enterprise was crashing down to a planet, or like the dome piece, which is what they never showed on the TV, but in the books, that dome piece is pretty much like a survival area, like like an escape pod. And he showed it do that. I was like, oh shit, he really did it. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I love the way he reversed the universe, but he made it seem as though it's another, like, because see, what a lot of people don't understand is that when people watch Star Trek, they think that when they say the final frontier is space, it's not. It's different universes. It's reaching God and all that other shit. Because in the first Star Trek, the motion picture, they were almost there with V'Ger. You understand what I'm saying? They almost made it to him, but they didn't. But yeah, I think he did a great job with it. A lot of people, they can't stand the J.J. Abrams on Star Trek.
I would have liked to see like a TV series based off of his universe.
I agree. I totally agree. I agree. Now, what he did, like what he tried to clean up with that last Star Wars movie, honestly, I feel as though Rian Johnson had done so much damage to those last the last trilogy, to where as though J.J. Abrams, people got mad at J.J. Abrams, and I get it, because at that point they were like, "Yo, somebody fix this shit. It's fucked up." And J.J. Abrams was like, I'll see what I could do. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because Rian Johnson didn't have nothing to do with the last one, because they saw how bad he did on, what was that? It was The Force Awakens. What was after The Force Awakens?
J.J. Abrams did the second movie.
Yeah.
No, he did the first one.
No, what's his name? Ryan Johnson did that one, if I'm not mistaken. Hold on.
No, I'm very sure that he did the first one.
He did The Force Awakens?
Yeah, J.J. Abrams did The Force Awakens.
Yeah, Ryan Johnson did one of them, and that was the one
did
that
the second one.
Yeah.
And then J.J. Abrams did Rise of Skywalker.
Rise of Skywalker, right? Because he tried to fix what Rian Johnson had did and shit like that. Because Rian Johnson fucked up the Rise of Skywalker. No, he had fucked up the one before that. I still say the best. JJ did 7 and 9. Okay, Martin says he said the way Power Rangers lore is these days, it'll rival Star Wars. Maybe. Yo, have you like some of that
Power Rangers lore?
Yo,
What?
I'm telling you, it's been getting great. Like,
some motherfuckers fight a magic old lady that comes from the moon, and they call dinosaurs.
They've been past that. Read Countdown before watching Abrams Star Trek. Okay. And he says, TV series would definitely work. I agree. Martin says the greatest old actor is Harrison Ford, but now these days I really enjoy Giancarlo Esposito work.
Giancarlo Esposito, it all started, his reign of terror all started when that white dude stepped on his J's.
Martin says Ryan did Last Jedi. He said he did 7 and 9. Exactly. Force Awakens was so misleading. The Last Jedi. Yep. Yes. Powers, Lord. Yes. Powers. Yeah. It's completely different now, Kenny. It's like adult driven type shit. I don't know. I guess Hasbro don't give a fuck, or like, you know what I'm saying? It's like on some old, like they be killing motherfuckers and shit.
Are they still fighting the same kind of dudes, the same kind of ways where the old lady makes the monster grow big and they have to fight it with
Nah,
the robot?
she's been gone. They go through.
Rita,
You know she right. You know she died in real life, right?
like the actress that played Rita Repulsa.
Yeah, she died. Yeah, she died.
Oh damn! Oh shit! Rest in peace to her and her pointy bra.
Exactly. He said read Power Rangers comic by Boom Studios. He said don't let. Yeah, I've like some of that shit is it's violent, like crazy.
Like on a slight Power Rangers tangent, like you should definitely play that Power Rangers fighting game.
No, that shit is fun.
Is it? I've been meaning to check it
No,
out.
that
Is it
shit
good?
is fun as
Really?
fuck. Man, it's mad. Yo, you can run.
Because
infinite
I just
time.
had an assumption that it was gonna be like a cell phone kind of port.
No,
Nah.
it's a fully fledged versus fighting.
Yo, I went online and like I learned a couple of combos. Man, I played somebody online. They was ponging the shit out of my ass, hitting me with robot hands, pulling out lasers. It went dark at one point. He pulled out the sword, whistled at it, fucked me up, threw me back up against the wall. I was like, what the fuck? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's on some old Marvel versus Capcom, but a little bit more like Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter. But it's fun. I'm telling you, Kenny. Just try it out.
Is it a 6-button layout kind of game or?
4 button, like kind of like 4 button. If I'm not,
it's a 6 button because they even have cameos by Ryu and Chun-Li.
Yeah.
I remember the commercials for that. Okay, I've seen commercials for that before. Okay.
Yo, it's actually good. No bullshit. Backgrounds is decent. And shit like that. Combo and the fight system is smooth. That fight system is smooth and it's very responsive.
They just added the ninjas as DLC not too long ago.
He said with Ryu and Green Ranger. He said it's a great game. Somebody said I heard rumors about the guys who did the Power Rangers fighting game might make the new Killer Instinct game. Yeah, I heard that too.
Huh.
I wouldn't be mad at that. I would not be mad at that.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of gaming, I've been hearing a lot of bad things about that. What was that? The military game.
Which one? Vanguard?
Yeah, Vanguard. They've been shitting on that.
It's the typical Call of Duty, man. It's gotten so formulaic at this point. It's like, okay, Call of Duty. It's not doing anything drastically new, and they release them every year. So it's like, okay, what's the point? They need to stop this once a year release schedule.
I think that's Battlefield that they were complaining about too.
They're also complaining about Battlefield, but for a different reason. Like Battlefield's concept.
They're mad. Yeah, it's Battlefield.
But Battlefield is just so wildly unoptimized. Like the frame rate is horrible. Like that's something that we're a year into the new generation. That shouldn't happen. That should not happen.
Here we go. Over here it says Battlefield 2024 is now one of, and of course we at Kotaku. I don't really take too much what they say, but I mean this has been.
Man, hold on, what year is it, man? We got Battlefield, we got Call of Duty, and fucking Halo, and Skyrim just came out again. What the fuck is happening?
Halo is actually dope.
Yo, I know. I've been playing that, man.
Nice as fuck.
That shit is good. That new Dene, if you ain't played that new Halo, it's free. Go download this shit and play it. It's not bad at all, man.
It's like the multiplayer is quote unquote beta, but it's essentially the final version since the game officially releases on December the 4th. But that game is so great. Like I've never been disappointed by a Halo multiplayer, but this multiplayer right here just takes everything that you liked about a Halo multiplayer and that you wish Halo multiplayer had, it has, and it makes it that much better.
Yeah, the guns feel. I was always an assault rifle dude. I always tried to handicap myself and just use that. The assault rifle feels nice in this. It feels good. All the guns actually have a nice heavy heft to it when you fucking pull the trigger.
And like vehicles play more of a role in this.
Yeah.
And like it's just fun, man. You could pick up a Banshee. Like there's a like marine version of the Banshee now. The tanks feel much better. The Warthogs feel much better. It's just an all around much better game.
The Ghost is just fun to whip around in now too, man. That shit's great.
And plus that grapple hook, oh my god,
Oh
it
yeah.
changes everything. Like you could do some sick shit with the grapple hook. I remember one game, like somebody was trying to run me over with the ghost. I jumped, grapple hooked, and then threw him out of the ghost, and then flew off in the ghost.
Yeah, that game is phenomenal.
Let me ask you guys a question. Which is the best? All right, because I'm always getting hit by the Sony fanboys because even though I have both consoles, but I get hit by the Sony fanboys when I'm on my PlayStation because I have an Xbox. And then when I explain to them that I have friends on Xbox and in certain ads, even though I play multi-platform, they feel as though I should devote to one. You're supposed to make a choice when it comes to Sony fanboys for some apparent reason. I don't know why they feel like that, but I've been told that the PlayStation 5 alone is a much better buy than the Xbox Series X. Your opinion, and now without PC being included, your opinion, because we all know PC is like totally.
You're missing out on Game Pass first off, so that's kind of big.
Exactly. Yeah.
I own both, so I'll give you like a deep dive on both. Like PlayStation, like Sony overvalued what they delivered, but what they delivered is still a solid package. They in the beginning of the year they had their exclusives, and while their exclusives are not great exclusives like Miles Morales and Dark Souls, because especially with Miles Morales, you can get that on PlayStation 4, and Dark Souls is also coming out for PlayStation 4. Ratchet and Clank was good, Returnal was good, but I wouldn't pay $70 for those games.
Right.
And like Sony is still focusing just like, hey, we're a gaming company, so we're just going to stick with games. Microsoft, on the other hand, like they're just starting to come out with their exclusive. They just dropped Forza Horizon 5. They got Halo coming out. You're going to see the Bethesda purchase coming into play next year. So I think overall Microsoft has the better package and the brighter future, because then you also have Game Pass for like $120. And I'll readily admit, like I'm playing games that I would have never purchased.
Right.
I'm loving it.
I totally agree. Totally agree. Because I mean, am I giving a kickback?
Yeah, you got an echo.
What happened? Testing.
There you go.
I hear you.
All right, there we go. All right, so I look at it like this. Say, for instance, you happen to luck up, or fuck it, you can get an Xbox Series S, because like the consoles are still a little bit scarce, but you're starting to be able to just get them retail now. If you really look, you know what I'm saying? Or if you really scour, you can find them. I get a PlayStation, right? And this is just me. I get a PlayStation 5. I still have to buy some games. I get an Xbox Series X or Xbox Series S, right? I can plop that right in front of anybody. Get a Game Pass subscription Ultimate, which is only $15, and I have a full library of fucking games that I can download at any point. Don't have to buy shit. And getting like Xbox exclusives from the dick for free. You tell me which one is the better buy. Now, or if you just want to go the cheap route, fuck it. You could be in next level, I mean like next gen gaming with the Xbox Series S, and then just get a fucking subscription. And that's only what, $400?
Yeah, it's like
it's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. Now, the thing that PlayStation is so dated, and don't get me wrong, I love PlayStation. I play it all. I play all platform, PC, console, the whole shit, handheld, fuck it. I even play phone games that a lot of people don't play. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But I find that PlayStation is really they're dated within their business practice and shit like that. They're so behind the times and shit like that. You can get one Xbox, and if you're really technically savvy, you can have that Xbox run through your whole fucking house. I'm not bullshitting you. Because with the app that you can install, some TVs let you side install certain apps and shit like that. You can run it from a dongle. I've done it. I've seen it. The Xbox apps, and you can stream from the shit too.
Like another thing that I like, you don't even have to be tech savvy to do this. You can like put it in developer mode and make you a little emulator.
There you go.
Out of that Series S.
There you go. There you go. There you go. There you go. You can run it off of your phone. Like you can sign into your account and literally be in an Xbox party while you're on the bus, while you're in your car. You can play Xbox from your car. All you need is a joystick, and they got grips now. You can play that shit like you got a fucking a Switch. Or me myself, I got the clip. I did a video where I bought the clip before they came out with the handles that you can just clip your phone right into the fucking controller. Boom, you ready. So I mean, like, it's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer.
That's the thing. Like, as I was telling a lot of people, like, there's a difference between what Sony is doing and what Microsoft is doing. Like, Sony, they're still going for the traditional video game model. And Microsoft is going for an entire ecosystem. They don't care where you play their games. They just want you to be playing.
There you go. And when you think about it, they're making more money hand over fist with subscriptions than with games. Like, do you know how much, bro? You literally, all right, boom. Let's say, all right, you sell 5,000 consoles and shit like that. All right, boom, you make a little bit of money off of that. We're talking about the company right then and there. But then if you got motherfuckers getting like multiple accounts with Xbox Ultimate and all that other crazy shit, look how much money you'd have made on top of that. And you're getting that shit monthly. 15 here, 20 here, and all that other shit. And they offer, and then like think about it. It's a win-win situation because even games that people have forgotten about and never played before, people may get exposed to them and buy them after it's no longer offered on an Xbox Game Pass. And then it's at a cheaper, like it's a win-win situation. It's tons of games that I would have, like you said, that I would have never had thought to touch that I played, and I was like, wow, this shit is actually pretty good.
Yeah, like prime example, like I would have never purchased this game, but I'm playing a downhill mountain biking game called The Descenders.
No, The Descenders is shit. I played that shit. That shit fun as fuck.
It is.
That shit fun as fuck.
It's like playing a mountain bike version of Excite Bike.
Yeah. You know what I've been playing too? I played this shit called Narita Boy. It's like a Kenny.
Yo, I have that on my Steam wish list, I think.
Yo, play that shit. That shit fun as fuck.
I already got that on my wish list, yeah.
Yeah, I've been playing Narita Boy. That shit fun as fuck. Martin says Xbox got better online, PlayStation got better graphics, and Nintendo got the best exclusive. I wouldn't say PlayStation got the better graphics. I'm gonna be honest with you. Would you? I mean, I don't.
Depending on the game, that's kind of a stretch.
Right. I agree. All right, yeah. Depending on the game. He also Kahinde says Sony is focused on the hardware that they'll eventually not stand behind. Wow. What you say to that, David? What you say to that, Kenny?
Huh.
Like being a technical person, like Sony, the way Sony went about building the PlayStation is all wrong for a console. Because how they did it, I'm gonna get into some technical shit. They made their APU throttle based on use, so it's constantly gonna go up to a certain clock speed and go down, go up and down, up and down, up and down. So it'll never be as powerful as the Xboxes because theirs is at a constant. It's constantly using the most power it can possibly use 100% of the time. So you're not going to get like that throttling and you're not going to get that bottleneck out of the Xbox, whereas you're going to get that bottleneck out of the PlayStation because you literally have to tell the PlayStation when to use the power. Like, hey, I need you to use the power here. And it's going to create that low bottleneck and it's going to get bigger and like smaller and smaller and tighter as time goes on, as games become more graphically intensive. So it's going to be the Xbox as time progresses. It's going to
Right.
be a better option.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I'm sorry, but like this ecosystem that fucking and see the thing about it is what's really holding up, like keeping. See, you got PS. I don't understand the mindset of most like Sony people. Like they see, I go on Xbox and motherfuckers on Xbox are pretty much like the motherfuckers like fuck it, we don't care as long as we playing games and having fun. Whereas on PlayStation, they want you to pretty much devote and be a Sony. Like a diehard Sony fan. Like the minute you go on there and tell them motherfuckers that you play PC, that you got a game maybe on this console and on Xbox, they start bugging on you.
Oh, motherfuckers mad about PC.
You know what I like in Sony diehards too? It's like being an iPod, like an Apple fan. Like,
oh yes,
it's become a status symbol at this point. You don't know why it's better outside. They just tell you it's better. You don't go and do the research yourself. They just tell you it's better, so you believe it's better, and you're going to spend the money because everybody else is spending the money when you have the better Android phone over here for like $200 less and 2 generations
with more updated technology,
Right.
more durable software, the whole shit. Like I had a friend, right? She'd be like, "Oh," she said, "You don't got FaceTime." I said, "Man," I said,
We've been on FaceTime. We've been on video conferencing.
I said we did that back on like S6, Samsung Galaxy 6. What are you talking
That's an
about?
HTC Hero, man.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Y'all can't put certain music on your phones. Y'all can't do this. Y'all can't do that. Android, I'm doing whatever. I said, I got QLED. I said, I got this. I said, bro, I'll be trying to tell her, like, because she'll be like, oh, well, I got the new iPhone. I said, I guarantee you the phone that I'm running right now is at higher specs than yours. I said, let's compare. And so I bought up, I sent a spec sheet, right? I said, that's yours, that's mine. And mine is a year older than yours. You know what I'm saying? And I said, you just pocketed that. I said, you just picked up that.
You know what?
Still making payments on it.
You know what I do to iPhone users? I take this out of my phone and I'm like, hey, put this in your phone.
Yeah, they can't do that.
No expandable storage.
No expandable storage. Nope. They can keep that. iPhone is using Samsung parts. Tell her that.
that too, like
yeah.
Like Samsung supplies like Apple the majority of their parts, the screens, the chassis, and some of the components are made by Samsung.
Yep. I was told that after Steve Jobs died, they didn't do nothing else. They didn't know how to build or make nothing else after that.
No. After Steve Jobs died, like Steve Jobs he was their idea guy.
Right.
Elon Musk is the same way for his companies. He's not the inventor. He's just the idea guy. Like
I do. Do you like Elon Musk? I love him.
Like
I love him.
I think
he's like to me, he's like a cool ass Dr. Wiley. That's why I like him.
Like
I don't mind him. Fuck him. He's rich. Let him do what he wants. Let's see what he does.
He's a very eccentric idea guy. And
yeah, very. I agree.
Like I'm not gonna hold him for that. I'm like, hey, do what you do. You got the money to do it. Rock it.
What I like is that he's all about like going toward. He really wants us to be in that flying in space, flying cars type future. Like, you know what I'm saying? He wants that shit. He likes it. That's what I like about him. Like I said, he's like a cool ass Dr. Wiley and shit.
Look at that fucking Cybertruck he has. I like the way that thing looks. It's all angular and fucking stainless steel looking and shit.
Yeah, that shit crazy.
Yeah, it's hot.
Crazy. Well, you know what? I'm not going to keep us too much longer on here, but I wanted to say, anybody seen any new animes or any animes maybe I should check out? Remember that one you told me to check out, Kenny?
Check that shit out, man. Shigarumi
is
Death
crazy.
Oh, you saw that? Yeah. That shit gets there,
man. That shit is crazy. Any animes I should check out or you want to speak on, David?
I just been watching Demon Slayer, been catching up on that.
Demon Slayer is good. Demon Slayer is good.
Like, I'm mainly a sports anime person, so I like sports anime.
Right.
So I'm waiting for a couple of animes that haven't come out yet, but they will in spring, I believe.
My man right here hit it right on the head. He said Xbox is benchmarked from the highest quality PC, if I'm not mistaken. I agree. And you know, the minute I start saying certain things, people be like, "Oh, you're an Xbox fanboy." I said, I play everything. I said, but I'm looking at it from a realistic standpoint. You're getting more bang for your buck with an Xbox. I can buy you an Xbox right now, and you can go play some games with $15, nigga. So, like, what is you talking about? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Day one games on that motherfucker, exclusive.
I tell people, like, I have a gaming quality PC with a 2080 Super. And I have a PlayStation 5, and I have an Xbox, and I prefer to play on my Xbox due to the quality.
Right. Over here, we have, we said that. Mika says, I'm in the midst of watching the Cowboy Bebop live. I heard it was actually pretty good.
Man, I'm a pass, man.
No, I'm gonna give it a chance. I'm gonna give it a chance.
Man,
I'm always the one. You know what? I'm always the one diving in, man.
I'll tell you what, though, man. The thing about it, man, that girl was protesting about the clothes, and it's unreal. Look at women's MMA; they were all kinds of shorts, and this broad is shaped like a little box. She's shaped like a freezer box. Remember when you used to get a fridge back in the day, and they had a little box in the freezer? Put the ice. She's shaped like a little ice box, man. They had pictures of her. She tried to wear a bikini and look all sexy and shit, but she was shaped like a square. This bitch had 0 angles. You could pull out a protractor and trace this broad, man. I'm a pass, dude. I ain't trying to watch that broad trying to act all sexy and she's shaped like a damn like my cell phone.
Like my
cool.
cell phone.
She's shaped like my Galaxy 21, man.
Oh, Martin says, watch the anime called Vinland Saga. Yes, I've been
That's
watching.
good.
It's actually
That's
pretty good. It's good. Vinland Saga is very good. Very good.
There's a new Baki. I haven't finished it. Have you seen the rest of that shit yet?
I
watched it. It was good.
I watched the first part of Baki. They got my man Unchained pissing on this motherfucker.
Yeah, Unchained was wild. He eat all on him and shit.
But yeah, it was like that first half.
They had him in love with this big fat white woman and shit.
Yeah. I was like,
I remember that from the manga. Yeah, I think it's the prison arc.
Like, but yeah,
I know they got Che Guevara and Tyson and shit in there.
But they made it seem like Tyson was like, you know.
Oh yeah, he ain't shit in that. I remember that from the manga.
Yeah.
But yeah, like the first half of Son of Ogre was pretty good. They already released the second half in Japan, so
right.
I think the second half will be coming like sometime in January, I believe. Oh, and plus the new Kengan Ashura is coming out. Kengan,
awesome. Looking forward to that.
So that's coming.
I saw some of the recent manga for that, so it gets pretty good too. Looking forward to that.
Yeah, my man Thomas Christopher Stanton says, like I said earlier, Cowboy Bebop gets a D- from oh shit. Have you seen that yet, David?
No, I didn't watch the new.
You look like you got no interest in watching that shit.
Yo, I know the creator was very vocal about, you know, how he didn't have any input into it whatsoever.
I know. He went on Twitter and got live about that shit.
I'm very apprehensive about watching it because of that, and like I saw the intro that they did and looked interesting, but I'm like, oh man, and I love Cowboy Bebop, and I don't want to think less of Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah,
that's one of those things where I think you really need to stick to the animation because it's a piece of that time. Right. It feels like a classic anime piece.
Soundtrack alone merits like it's a certain anime. Like, you know, it's up there when it comes in terms of like soundtrack and score.
Yeah, you're right.
With, Samurai Champloo. That defines that anime, the music and everything.
I think it feels like if they tried to make a live action Akira,
that wouldn't work. I don't think that could work.
You remember at one time they were talking about getting Leonardo DiCaprio to play Akira, remember?
Yeah, they were like,
who was he gonna play? Kaneda?
I don't know.
They wanted him to play Kaneda. I remember that.
Oh man, that's a weird fucking visual.
This is like before Leonardo DiCaprio was Leonardo DiCaprio. This is like
Titanic.
This is like Leonardo DiCaprio straight off of The Quick and the Dead.
Okay.
So yeah, he could have played Kaneda then. Now, no.
Yeah, he's too old to play Kaneda. And more like an old Nada or whatever.
Oh, I got a question for y'all. What do y'all think of the trailer for Uncharted?
I haven't seen the trailer yet, so
I saw it.
Is that coming to HBO Max or is that a series?
Theater.
No, it's a movie.
Theater. Oh, okay, it's a movie. Full on, huh?
Mm-hmm. With Tom Holland being Nathan Drake and Mark Wahlberg.
He seems kind of young for Nathan Drake, doesn't he?
Yeah. It's supposed to be like a prequel story. Like, and Mark Wahlberg is supposed to be Sully.
Yeah. Well, I can go for that if it's going to be a prequel story, but I think it should have been the other way around if they're going to do it modern day. I love Mark Wahlberg as an actor. I really do. Like, did you hear that he was going to play the Bionic Man? They're going to try to
Oh shit, Steve Austin.
Yeah, I can see him doing that. I can see him doing that shit. No bullshit. I like him. I like him as an actor. That's another thing. Thomas Christopher Stanton said Arcane, and this is not the first time I heard.
Oh, the League of Legends.
Somebody told me Arcane is good
I'm
as
kind
fuck.
of iffy about watching it because of that League of Legends game. I don't know what the hell that is. Cool.
Like, I'm not a League of Legends fan. I know what League of Legends is, but Arcane is pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, who was it? I think you're like the third or fourth person that told me, Danae, watch Arcane. Arcane.
Oh,
Everybody
you know what
keeps
you
telling
should
me to watch
definitely
Arcane.
watch?
Huh?
Do you have Hulu?
Yeah.
Hitmonkey.
Yeah, I advertised that. What was it like a month ago? Because in the comics, Deadpool was always talking about Hitmonkey.
But oh my god, this show is crazy, yo.
Well, I mean, anytime Hitmonkey show up is crazy. Some people don't believe that he's real because they think Deadpool be talking crazy because Deadpool be like, you don't want to come after you, Hitmonkey. You're like, who was he talking to? I think he was talking to Spider-Man one time and some of the other X-Force members. It was like, what are you talking about? He was like, yeah, he's a monkey and he'll come and kill you. Like that. In the comic book. And they thought he was talking crazy until a motherfucker showed up one time.
Of course, Martin would mention some hentai in the comments.
What is it? What's Bible Black?
Oh, of course.
Watch Bible Black. So, ladies and gentlemen, I think that's it for us tonight. You know what I'm saying?
On that note.
Yeah, on that note, I think we're gonna call it a night. We'll do some I got some action figure reviews and some more movie reviews coming up this week. David,
Awesome.
Aaron, thank you so much for tuning in, for coming being a guest on the show. You're always welcome.
Thanks for having me.
Thoughts?
No, great shit. Usual.
David, Aaron, anything you want to plug? Thank you very much. What you want to do? Anything?
Just check out my YouTube page, Free Play Mode.
Yeah, you need to put some more shit up there. You haven't been putting anything up there.
I'm starting to back up. I finally got some time to dedicate to it, so I'm gonna be putting some more gameplays up there, and I'm gonna start the podcast up pretty soon. So be on the lookout for that.
Good, because I missed the pro wrestling,
Fire
literally,
Pro,
you
yeah.
know what?
Speaking of
I'm not saying you do this, but like sometimes I would gamble on who was going to win. To myself, I'd be like, this motherfucker gonna have what's the name win, and then like, so are you playing the computer?
You can actually gamble on that now.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Because like I would actually look forward to when you would do those streams so I could see like who's gonna win and shit like that.
Yeah, Survivor Series was actually tonight.
Yeah. We'll be looking forward to some new content on David Aaron's channel. Be sure to check it out on Free Play Mode. Kenny, you've been I ain't seen you put up anything new on 6th Degree. 6th Degree.
I'll put some up soon. I'll probably stream Halo or some shit since I've been on that since like Monday, I think. So yeah.
Now, mind you, ladies and gentlemen, we do some long streams. If you're looking for them little 20 minutes and 10-minute streams, you're not gonna get that from us. You getting the long shebang, so you gotta be.
I got like 4-hour fucking game streams on my shit.
For real. So you got to be invested with us, or like just put us on whenever you see us streaming or whenever we doing a show. Just come on, you don't have to watch it. You could just sit there, listen every now and then, interact, but make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, and follow. Hit that bell to follow. If you want to donate, we got our logo down at the bottom, and we greatly appreciate it. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Had a wonderful time. Remember, check out the channel on YouTube. Also, check out our new Tough No Toys gaming channel on YouTube and on Facebook. So you can join, and on YouTube, we're trying to build that up over there because I decided to separate the two because I happened to look at my channel. I had action figure reviews mixing in, even though I put them on playlists. But you had action figure reviews mixing in with gameplay, so on and so forth. And some people will be like, "Where the gameplay at? Where the action figures?" So
where the Hatchimals at? Yeah,
the fucking Hatchimals. I'm gonna delete that video.
No, please don't keep that.
I'll delete that shit.
That's a great video, man. Keep that.
I was sponsored.
Keep that shit up.
The thing about it is they paid me and just shipped me. They said they only were going to send me like a little bit of Hatchimals. The motherfuckers were just sending boxes. I said, stop.
Where's my shark? I still want my Hatchimal shark.
All right, trust me. I'll find you one.
Thank you.
I'll just keep sending them shit to you till you find a shark inside the shit. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah. Also too, you can go on my page and see that people were sending me non-binary dolls and shit like that. So.
Oh yeah, you
I
had a
don't
cool
like
little set,
dolls.
didn't you?
Huh?
Yeah, you had a cool little set. You had a couple of them.
Oh, go fuck yourself. I don't.
Yeah, I saw somebody hook you up with a Ken doll, yo.
Yeah, it was a Ken. No.
You had Ken and Kyle apparently.
Yeah, Ken and
Had 'em
Kyle. I forgot.
Ken and Kyle.
I don't know. They had the nerve to get a black dude like a fucking what was that? What is that haircut that they used to always put us in movies?
Give you a high top, and then they gave.
It was just like a bowl, like it was just shaved around the sides and hair on the top.
Then you had a weird ass looking Mexican one, man.
Yeah,
like a Hispanic guy.
Then they give you a Barbie too.
Yeah, they're giving me Barbies and shit. Then they sent. I didn't even bother to take the other ones that were sent. I just sent that shit right back. I was like, I'm not opening this shit. They sent me because before it started with this one lady that sent me one, and it was a black Barbie, but she was kind of like pregnant and shit like that.
You had the pregnant Barbie?
Hold on, I can see if I can find it if you guys.
Oh man, does it have a little baby that you can pull out like an accessory?
Hold on. It's like a big girl, like a black girl. Hold on 1 second. You guys keep talking. I'm gonna go find this shit.
Oh man, this man got some Barbies on deck.
This is crazy.
I never seen a pregnant Barbie doll.
I've never seen that. This is like, what the fuck?
I mean, they gave him some brand new on the back of the package last one. They had like a wheelchair one. They had a little a one with the one leg. So it's like some inclusive Barbies. He's getting, you know.
Were these like the joints that like fell off the assembly line?
I don't even know if they was actual Barbies or not, or some kind of knockoff, because they had like a straight up weird looking box.
Dollar store Barbies?
Man, got the dollar stores. Got the set.
Like real Barbies, whoever the fuck got it.
Are they real, man? Because the box you had one with a wheelchair and one with like an iron leg.
Fashionistas. They're like these modernized Barbies that you just grab up and go. Like it's just enough packaging and just enough this. It's not. As a matter of fact, here go this. It's coming apart now because
you've been playing with it.
Yeah, I've been playing with it.
Wow.
So it's just a thick girl with a fro, but they keep sending me motherfuckers keep sending me fucking Barbie dolls and shit like that.
Why don't you open up to play the other two you got, man?
Today, I'm gonna find that action figure that.
No, give me that corn. Give me that corn one. I will review it. I'll review it. I'll review it. And look, somebody made my day today. Look what they got me.
Oh, the boys.
Issue 1.
Oh, nice.
Very good book. Now the book, you think the series is bad. I try to tell motherfuckers the book is fucked up.
You know what I wish they would make a proper series of? They tried to do it, but it didn't turn out right. And it was on like that Sony exclusive network that they have for a little bit. I wish they would do Powers.
But you know, Powers was good. But they but when it came back, they just lost. Who did they? I honestly believe they had somebody do season 2. What was that? Season 2, or remember when it went off air and then they bought it back and it just did terrible.
I caught the first episode of season 2 and I was like, nah, this ain't it.
Thank you so much, Mika. Thank you for the boys. You know what? I have the hardcover of this, so this one I'm going to frame and put on the wall. You mind if I do that, baby? Because I do have the hardcover of this. You know what I'm saying? And I love the boys. And I try to tell anybody, if you want to read don't get me wrong, Amazon did a great job with it, but they really didn't go into how fucked up it is. Because have you ever read The Boys before, David?
Yeah, I own all of them.
Isn't that a fucked up book? That book is fucked up. You do know who what's his name? What's the name is, right?
Yeah, that's the clone of Homelander.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. It's the first clone of Homelander.
Like, you know, like I would just want to see Powers though. I would love to see Brian Michael Bendis actually write the TV series Power, and I would like to see The Rock play Christian Walker, and you know who would be able to make a good Dina Pilgrim? Fucking Ellie Fanning. She would make a good Dina Pilgrim.
I agree. I agree. I totally agree. I agree. Yep. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we bid you adieu. The ship is about to land. David Aaron got to go back to work. Kenny has to go back to assassinating. And me, I have to go back to taking drugs and trying to keep my STDs from taking over my body. So,
Cause man, you don't want those attractive boils, yo.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
What Pida didn't tell you. What Pida?
your spoons make love to me. Picking in his face, draining the pus out.
You just walk up to a girl and be like, hey, how you doing?
Man, I remember seeing that shit as a kid, Baron Harkonnen. I was like, this is the nastiest motherfucker ever. You know what I'm saying? And my mother was watching it with me. She was like, I said, Ma, why he look like that? She was like, he got diseases. Like, he got diseases. Your skin. He said, put the pin in there, Pete, and spin it round nice and neat. Man, I think the only reason why, as a kid, the reason why I watched Dune and fell in love with it was because of nasty ass Baron Harkonnen. I love gross shit. I love nasty shit. One of my other favorite scenes that Baron Harkonnen did when Sting was taking a shower, it was bizarre as fuck too. Because like while he was taking the shower, was another guy over to the side that was spinning this thing that was going. And you saw Baron Harkonnen just spinning around the shower stool, spinning around the shower. Then when Sting comes out half naked and shit like that, he looks at him. He says, and when we've crushed these people enough, I'll send you my pretty fade. And then look, nigga got so excited. He said, "Where's my doctor? Where's my doctor?" And then he started licking his lips and looking at his nephew and shit. Nasty motherfucker. And I said, "Wow, why is he doing that?" She was like, "You know why, Danae."
Oh man.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys have a wonderful week. We had fun doing the show. We love you guys. Tune into all our channels. I'll leave link down in the description after I edit all of this. Nothing's coming out. I'm just gonna put some links in the bottom. Love you guys. Take care.
Deuces.
Hi, everybody.
All right.
Let me jump off of here. It's good talking with yous.
All right, y'all take care. Peace.